juice for the gyro.
I like the juice. Juice is good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a late night Football Card Quest live fantasy football draft stream. We're going to be on underdogfantasy.com, promo code Quest. Got my man Hitman back with us from the Card Content Creator League. We've also got our guy Derek Richard here in the flesh to draft with us tonight. He's going to help me. I'm getting him on my team to help me take down the Puppy 4, guys, the $5 massive tournament that's got like $100K to first place. Derek, how are you feeling, man?
I'm always feeling good. I'm always ready to draft. Never an end to it. Season's here on Thursday, squeezing as many as we can.
Yes, sir.
Let's time.
We even got our Buffalo's hat on. I'm sure all the Trey Lance fans in the world will know where we're coming from here.
Oh, snap.
Trey Lance, let's go!
Yeah, baby. Let's go. So Derek, how many drafts have you done this summer on Underdog Fantasy?
Altogether, including like the private leagues, I think on Underdog, probably about 1,100.
1,100, guys. So we're getting a highly experienced Derek Richard to assist me in drafting a Puppy 4. Let's kick it off, guys. Are you right, guys? Ready to hop in? Promo code Quest if you're new. No start-sit decisions on a weekly basis. You can do 1,100 of these and not have to spend any time on Sunday starting those rosters. You automatically get the lineup optimized. Steeler, hop in, guys. We're going to do a quick countdown. We're going to hit enter on the Puppy 4, and you're going to draft with us. You're going to be in the draft with us. Hold up. Bushleaguer
Make sure
says,
we do
hold
a
up.
countdown. Make sure we do a countdown.
Bushleaguer says, no, wait. Where's the link? No link. We're going straight from the lobby of Underdog Fantasy. I know you're signed up, Bushleaguers, but if you're not, you guys are new. There's no link. This is not a private link, Bushleaguers.
When Andy counts down, you're going to click enter and then click again.
No link. Puppy 4. We're going straight into a Puppy 4 draft with us. Yeah, we hit enter at the same time. We get into the same league. You draft against us. You also play against us for the first leg of the season. This thing consolidates down, after week 14, Derek?
This goes for 14 weeks, 15, 16, 17 is the playoffs.
15, 16, 17 is the playoff. Do you know how big the player pool is in week 17?
Oh, I can check real quick. I don't know offhand. Give me a few seconds. I'll get that for you.
Let's win some money, guys.
Derek, Bushleaguers wants a link. Here, I got a link. It's called underdogfantasy.com/lobby.
So the top 2 advance from the first round. In the second round, it is 2,070 people, 18-person group, top 2 advance, 18-person group, top 1. And then it's 115 people in the finals. And then obviously first place wins. I believe it's 75,000 on this.
So 115 people with Trey Lance on their team.
115 people with Trey Lance as their one and only quarterback. No one else. All 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, top 5. Kadarius Toney's better than DJ Moore. Let's go. Whoa!
Kadarius Toney. Oh, that was
Watch
never going to get
guy
old.
have like the most prolific year 2 season of all time.
Oh, DJ Moore's going to have 1 touchdown in like 300 yards. Kadarius Toney's going to be a wide receiver 1. Look like Odell Beckham catching it with one hand out there. We're all going to get shut up. Sean will never leave us alone. We're all going to have to change our names. It's all right, though. I already planned it.
So how many managed leagues do you do, Derek? Like where you have whether it's dynasty, because I know you've been playing fantasy since what year? Like since you were a kid, right? Like
yeah, I started out when I was really young. I went to the bar with my uncle and my father for them to draft the team, and one of the guys didn't show up, and this was back in like late 80s. And I was probably like 7, 8 years old. But my uncle, that's all he talked about for like 2 years prior. So it's the only thing I really paid attention to. And my father gave me $100 to draft the team, and been doing it since then. A lot less, obviously, back then, 1 team, 2 teams, that type of thing. And right now, I think I'm at probably about 105 to 115 managed leagues.
How do you know how many championship trophies you've taken down over the years?
No idea. I haven't.
He's got his own warehouse.
I haven't. No, we don't get trophies. Most of them are just online.
Money
leagues for money. Yeah. And one of the leagues that I'm in, if you win, you get the trophy at the Super Bowl, but you have to bring it back at the draft the next year, and you get your name put on it. Similar to like the Stanley Cup idea, where you get your name on it, you get to keep it for the off season, bring it back during the season. I've got it on there twice, and I've lost in the championship in that probably 5 other times.
Man,
I've always wanted to do that, but with the like a WWE belt. You can get them custom belts.
In boxing, don't they do like plates on the sides of the belt? You could do like an engraved plate every, fit 2 or 3 owners every, year or so, every couple of years.
That'd be sick, man.
All right.
Wish says he's ready to go.
We're combining forces. We're entering the Puppy 4 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. Yes. $5. So easy, man. When you get that free money from using promo code Quest, I mean, it's just a no-brainer. This is going to fill up pretty quick. This league is probably going to fill up because the last time to draft is Thursday at 6:30 p.m. So here we go. Spike Week. We also have the Spike Week draft helper ready, and we're going to get to utilize that. So it'll show me my exposures. Derek's got the Week 17 schedules memorized. Why is the Week 17 schedule so important in this format, Derek?
Well, it's a lot more important in BBM3 just because it's a much bigger finals. But the whole idea behind it is, if you have 18 players on your roster, you're going to have a stack or two, a couple just in general. But let's say you have 14 different teams in 14 different games. You're trying to hit so many different, high scoring games that just aren't going to happen. You're going to have some of your games are going to be high scoring games. Some are going to be low scoring. Some, it's just kind of the way it works on a weekly basis. So if you try and stack up a team, you're hoping that if they put up, let's say 41 points, 42 points, that the other team is going to put up 30 points. So you want to have a piece of that on the back end instead of just a random guy playing for a bad matchup where it's just going to be a defensive game. It's not anybody can sit there and say they know which games are going to be the ones that are full of it, but you have your favorites and, try and hit as many different combinations as you can. There are people that go out there and are really high ownership on some guys, but, I try and have a relatively equal amount on the guys that I like, just so I can have different kind, the Broncos and Chiefs game, the Saints and the Eagles, you can't get them all. So you try and pick a few different games and hope those are the ones that hit,
Yeah. So that's why this is handy, because this is giving us that Week 17 matchup right here, right? It's showing us right next to our player.
Week 16 and your Week 17 matchup. So
nice. So Cooper Kupp in Week 16 is playing Denver at home, and then Week 17 at the Chargers.
Yep. And
awesome.
The Chargers game is technically a home game for them because they both play at the same stadium. So, yeah, they might have to go to a different locker room, but there's
that's a home game. Yeah, that's that's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, Jets Giants has to be the same thing. One home team, one away team.
So we got. Check it out. We've got quite a few Quest Trailblazers in here, man. We got Cardbrat Boggy. We got Steeler 96. We got Broncos 2000. Hitman Scaladesi. Miles Leverett. JM Town. I don't think those guys are Questers, but we got Mr. London and Bush Leaguers.
Bingo.
Those guys are both Questers. Sweet. So no shields in this draft. Derek's combining forces with myself. I told him he cannot give Steve any pointers or I'm kicking him out of here.
I'm
So
actually pretty shocked Cup fell to 6.
Cup fell to 6? So this is a single quarterback league, right, Derek? This is single quarterback.
Single quarterback.
12 team. No way I got picked. Did I get auto picked?
No, we're at 12.
Oh, okay, I was about to say I'd like totally am.
You're
okay,
on deck.
So Diggs.
So either go running back, receiver, or double receiver, whichever guys you like. I mean, it's Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb. That might be nice right there.
Let's do it. I like that stack. Let's do Saquon and CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, Philadelphia at home and then at Tennessee. That could be a little slower paced game, but he's like the clear alpha on that team. So
star that up before you get auto picked there, Andy.
Good.
There you go.
I'm glad I got you on here, Derek.
We're trying.
We're trying.
The Giants.
Nice little
Giants,
fail safe.
Colts. I'm not huge on the Dallas Tennessee game week 17, especially because it's a Thursday night. But who knows? I mean, they could come out there and put up a huge game, and everybody else could just be kind of chasing. But it gives you some options later on. Burks later on to pair up with CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley. I don't think Pittman's going to fall, but you can get Alec Pierce later on. Even pair him up with your boy Kadarius Toney, Wan'Dale Robinson. Gives you plenty of options. Plus the quarterbacks there go later. So,
and I mean, if Saquon Barkley gets back to that rookie form finally this year, we know he's going to get the workload, the opportunity. He's healthy. Brian Dable, upgrade the offensive line. So Saquon could totally smash this year and finish as the RB1. I mean, that's the kind of upside that we're chasing here, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I am very high on Saquon Barkley this year.
He's got, I mean, is this the earliest you've ever taken him at the number 12 in the first round?
In puppies, no. But in BBM3, I was getting him in the third round earlier in the season, and I didn't take too much of him later on just because he started moving up too much. So I was just kind of got enough of him back when I did. And I usually back at the end like this, I was going with 2 receivers and just kind of 0 RB. But it's a little bit tougher now because the closer we get to the season, a lot of the targets that I had at running back were later in the draft, and they've all just kind of moved up a little bit, which kind of leaves you bare at the end. So it's nice to get a running back early. So now we're only really looking to fill in the RB2 spot from here on out. If Saquon goes down, it's, lost cause at that point. But it's the same thing with anybody else. I mean, whoever's got Adams and Swift, most likely, unless they go heavy running back, if Swift is done, it's, good chance they're not going to make it very far. So
yeah, we gotta pick like we're right.
Exactly.
We gotta be right. What's up, Jets? What's up, Matt? We got Matt in the house over there. New collector wants to know what the shield means. How many drafts you have to do, or how many drafts you have to win to get that shield, Derek?
So it's 500 for the black and white shield. It's 1,000 for the red and white shield.
What about the karate bandana?
I think I won a tournament or something, or if you win, they do like the weekly contests. Like they've got them up right now. They've got the Thursday game, so you have a four team, 4 rounds. I think it is. It's a very very quick, very short draft, and short entries. Let me see what they are. I just play them. I don't pay attention to what they are. 6 rounds, 6 people, 4 people, 6 rounds. So it's nice and quick. They do the basketball contests, golf contests. They have all kinds of stuff on there.
Yeah, man, it's awesome, guys. It's awesome. If you're new, promo code Quest, 100% instant deposit bonus. Jimbo, I have people coming fantasy football live stream and span their 8-team league draft and want an opinion.
I was waiting for.
All right.
By the way, what do you think of my lineup?
I got an 8-team league coming up now.
An 8-team league.
The bandana is the most fire headband in the game. Beat Jack contests, so I'm not really sure. They have one if you win a battle royale, if you cash in both an NBA and a Christmas game, win 10 NBA contests or 5 battle royal contests, cash out. So they're like little, achievement kind of things.
What do you think of Hitman's start here? Cooper Kupp, I like the value you got there. Aaron Jones, middle of the second. Nick Chubb, middle of the third.
Hey, it works. I mean, any start works at this point. I'm not huge on Nick Chubb just with the half-point PPR, but, I mean, he does have the potential to put up 20 touchdowns and be a top 2-3 running back.
Yeah, it kind of jacked me up. I was going Pittman and then just took the next best available.
Pull up the board, see who's available.
Yeah. When do you think we hit the running back dead zone? Like
right now.
After?
So don't even bother taking a running back now. Just go 2 receivers. So Gabe Davis, everybody's
we're already in the running back dead zone.
Yeah, James Conner, Travis Etienne, but you've already got the one running back. And then it's a matter of Waddle, scroll down a little bit. So just take Gabe Davis and Juju.
Oh, baby.
1, 2.
Ayo.
Oh, baby. So what does the red percentage mean? That I mean,
you haven't drafted him in a puppy contest.
Okay.
Or it might be so there you go, turn off. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's just you haven't drafted him in a puppy contest. And then the next percentage is puppies, Pomeranians, and BBM, any of like the regular one quarterback full slate. I think it's just those 3, but the majority of the ones for this season. So that's pretty much like your overall percentage.
I gotcha.
So you have 33% Allen Robinson in puppies and 25% overall across all your tournaments.
What do you think about Mark Yosko's question here, guys? Who are you starting week 1, Elijah Mitchell or Travis Etienne? The 49ers got the Bears and the Jags got the Commanders.
I haven't even looked at week 1 yet.
I think the matchup's better for ETN, but I think Eli Mitchell's going to be a little bit more of a focal point.
As long as he's healthy, right? I mean, if Elijah Mitchell's healthy, I like Elijah Mitchell a lot just because of how good that O-line and that run game is in San Fran. And they're playing the Bears, which, I mean, it could put some points up just like passing and stuff. But I don't know. It seems like this could be a positive game script scenario for the Niners, in which case, Elijah Mitchell gets 20 carries and puts up 100 yards. And I mean, he's an easy 15 to 20 point floor, Whereas you got ETN at the Commanders, which, I mean, there's massive upside. So ETN's got that big playability. You give him one play out in the flat and he burns a 75-yard play. Just like he did all the time in college, and all of a sudden you're on the board for 15 points, So it could go either way, and I think the Commanders Jacksonville game could be a little closer, just like on paper. I know Steve is very optimistic that his Bears are going to be able to hang in there week 1. They are playing at home in Chicago, Steve, and Justin Fields didn't have a strong preseason. They were able to hang with some teams, but we'll see how they do against the Niners, man, who look like to have one of the best defensive rosters in the NFL, let alone the NFC.
How healthy is Elijah Mitchell right now, though?
That's what I was looking up. Let me I like to use what app do you use, Derek, to stay up to date on all the injuries and stuff?
So I don't set my lineups week to week, even though I have a bunch of managed leagues. I use Fantasy Pros, and it just automatically sets your lineups for you based off of your roster. So if somebody's injured, it'll just swap out your next best player in there for you, and it'll send you an email saying, "Hey, you need a receiver, and you don't have one, or your kicker's on a bye week." Whatever any issues that you run into like that. Just gets too busy with work. I got to start cutting back on the managed leagues that I have. I don't know. I'm not a fan of getting rid of the dynasty leagues, but I think it's just what I'm going to have to do.
Yeah.
There's something special about, setting your lineup and knowing you made the right pick. Sometimes it's not the right pick, but.
So I took all the leagues that I was in, the dynasty leagues with the same format. There's 76 that have a similar format, and looked at my efficiency across all those compared to the average of all the other ones. And I was slightly above the league average. So, I'm no better at picking it than I guess I don't know. It's just, I don't pay attention week to week enough to make those decisions. It's just kind of like, hey, it is what it is.
The problem, Derek doesn't have a job. He owns his own business, so it's like he would have to sell it. You could sell your business and just go into draft. If you win the Best Ball Mania 3 this year, which you've maxed out, would if you won the $2 million or whatever, would you sell your business and retire and just become a full-time drafter?
No, it wouldn't be enough money.
You'd run out of money in a couple years.
I live in Boston, so it's
cost of living
expensive out here. So it's like, yeah, it's nice. But if I didn't have to pay any taxes on it, it would help. But they're gonna rip half of it away from me on taxes. So
Elijah Mitchell has a clean bill of health. Elijah Mitchell had a hamstring injury, but he returned to practice this past Sunday, August 28th. And he looks like a clean bill of health after missing all 3 preseason games.
Get rid of the draft board and pull up the players available.
Shoot!
You're good.
Auto pick.
Is that my nickname?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the number of rushing plays outside of Trey Lance? Do you think that him being the starting quarterback takes away from the run game?
Trey Lance?
Yeah.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
So what are we doing in this situation, Derek? We're in the 6th round, so this is kind of like prime quarterback territory. Jalen Hurts is on the board.
Let's grab A.J. Dillon. Just go leave him there and scroll down a little bit.
All right, so we got Dillon queued up. Love that pick. I'm not going to argue with you. There's your guy, Brandon Ayuk, Chase Edmonds.
So Elijah Moore, Brandon Ayuk, Christian Kirk is kind of where I'm at for the next one. Either one of those.
Shoot.
Oh, come on, auto pick.
I didn't know it was going to automatically put me on that.
It did because, it's all right. So it's on you can't, so don't star him up next time. That's all right. We'll take Bateman.
Yeah, I like Bateman. I mean, he's a wide receiver 1, even if it's for a more run-heavy team. I know you're not super bullish on Bateman. Is it just the college profile? No,
I liked him coming out of college. The problem is, last year they just threw a lot more than they have in the past, and I don't know if they're going to duplicate that again. The running backs aren't healthy, but J.K. Dobbins will be coming back. Mike Davis will be in there for the, till J.K. Dobbins comes back. Gus Edwards will be coming back eventually, and I think they'll be running the ball a little bit more. But if they do keep up the same passing volume, I think he'll have a much better season than I think he will. I just don't see the passing volume being as high as it was.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Minnesota is not a big college, right? But I mean, he did ball out in that offense with the 30% target share and put up double-digit touchdowns and over 1,200 receiving yards in 2019. So I don't know. I like him. I like the mentals, like everything he's been talking off season, and hopefully Lamar, maybe they're forced to throw the ball a little bit more, maybe because Dobbins isn't good to go, and maybe Lamar tries to transition more into being more of a passer or passing quarterback. I mean, he did lead the league in passing touchdowns in 2019, Derek.
Hey, I get it. I may be wrong on it. Everybody else seems to love him, so I'm definitely in the minority on that one. But
well, yeah, you got your takes, man. So you have zero Bateman exposure at his price point, or you have only a little bit?
let's see, very little.
I just look at it like this: like, okay, you got Darnell Mooney in a bad offense or bad situation, just not bad offense per se, Steve. I know that's your team and everything, man, but he's not like a true alpha
prolific.
guy.
We're just being honest. They're not great.
I mean, it's really the trenches. Like the Bears, I think have they've added some interesting weapons. You guys picked up N'Keal Harry. You just also picked up somebody else recently.
The guy from the Vikings.
Amir Smith.
Oh yeah, because you know what happened. I heard about what happened with Amir Smith-Marset on the Vikings. Apparently, he got into a fight, like a really serious fight with one of their corners on defense, their safety or one of the corners, and Amir Smith-Marset told him, "You better sleep with your eyes open," like threatened to kill the guy, like literally threatened, like a serious threat. And so they basically had to pick between this guy like holding out and there being this feud, he's like one of their better secondary on their defense, and so they decided to cut Amir Smith-Marset or trade him or whatever.
He's got to be careful. He's coming to Chicago. You can't talk to people like that here.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, 2.3 on Bateman, 3% on Mooney.
So even lower on old Mooney there. I mean, Mooney's faster, but Bateman's like that, X-style receiver, man. Like contested catches, just beating guys, like Cortland Sutton out there on the outside.
Pull up the players available.
Players available.
Yeah.
We're gonna shrink. Here we go. We're looking at Trey Lance.
So,
boy,
I mean, this is prime quarterback range, or no? Are we gonna roll the dice here?
Scroll down.
Sorry, Bush.
Dallas Goedert, Tom Brady. There's Kadarius Toney. I mean, I love Olave. Do you like Olave this year, Derek?
I don't mind him. I don't have a ton of ownership on him, but he's just not one of my target guys. But I get it.
Oh man, is it meant to be like Trey Lance? Is this where we take Trey Lance?
Would it be? Derek has him in it like every league.
If you want to take Trey Lance, go ahead and take Trey Lance.
I mean,
just pick
Tom
him.
Brady.
Don't star it. You have to pick him.
Yeah, I'll pick
you're
it.
Get auto pick the next one. So
we'll
go ahead and
pick
just
him.
pick him.
All right,
and then go down and grab your boy Kadarius Toney just for the joke, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Lance and Toney, look at that, man!
Best team ever.
The Giants are playing for Kadarius Toney leg to be. Dude's already hurt, man.
It's all right.
So what's all that? Why is Trey Lance big, bold, red over here now?
He's red now because you don't have any Niners to pair him with. You don't have any Redskins or you don't have any Raiders. Once you pick like a Redskin, the Redskin name the WAS will turn green.
I like it. Is that just habit? You've been calling them Redskins for so long, and just so rolling with the Redskins.
If you didn't tell me they weren't the Redskins, I would have been saying it all night, and I probably still will. It's just a habit. It's like the Chargers. I can't get out of my head that they're not in San Diego.
Yeah, I've said that on stream a bunch of times accidentally.
Or the Raiders in Las Vegas, or is that one feels a little bit more natural?
The St. Louis Rams as well.
Yeah, the Rams. Yeah, I've caught myself doing St. Louis Rams a few times before. So what would you call this style of build here? We kind of like anchor RB with Saquon.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan, you can kind of go with a double anchor. We don't really need to grab more than 5 running backs at the very most. We have Trey Lance. I don't have a problem just running Trey Lance by himself without any stacks or anything like that if it comes to it, just because of the rushing upside. It would be nice to get Dak, but he already went. He's not going to fall. So we're going to have to find somebody to pair up with. Daniel Jones, possibly. We might be able to get Aaron Rodgers. Is he still available? So Aaron Rodgers with one of his receivers at the next turn. We do need to grab a tight end. We got Davis. So we got Dawson Knox as a possibility. Hayden Hurst is a possibility.
Ain't nothing wrong with the Oilers.
The Coilers.
The Oilers. I know. I remember when Tennessee they were the Tennessee Oilers for the first year, and then they were the Tennessee Titans. No, I don't. No, that I got over.
Bush Leaguers is cursing you out there, Hitman, for taking who is it? Who'd you snipe from him?
Hopkins.
No, DeAndre Hopkins.
I mean, I had Kyler. How could I not take him?
So Bush Leaguers went with a very robust start here. Derek, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Zeke Elliott, and then he goes Waddle, but then he comes right back and goes Brees Hall in the 5th. And so what's the take on Brees Hall versus Michael Carter? The wild ADP disparity we're just talking about in the previous draft. Do you think Brees Hall's a value there at the end of the 5th? And do you think Michael Carter is a value where he's going?
So it's a good price on Brees Hall, but I don't think the pick was necessary, especially with the 3 backs that you already have. You get now 4 of your top 5 guys fighting for 2 spots. Sure, you can have one in the flex, but you're going to be very weak at wide receiver, especially going tight end quarterback. Getting early picks there. I mean, anything can work. It's possible. It's just I think it's a little bit too early to go having 4 receivers in the first 5 picks 4 running backs in the first 5 picks is a real tough hole to dig yourself out of.
Yeah, I agree. He's looking a little squeamish there at wide receiver, Bush Leaguers. New Collector says, thoughts on a couple quarterback / tight end wide receiver stacks if you can do so. Losing value in the late part of puppy tournament.
I'm not quite sure what he means with the last part.
I think the stack is good when it does well. I mean, I think you only lose value if the stack fails to connect, right?
You do want to stack is your quarterback to your receiver. You don't really want guys just running around there by themselves, but Trey Lance, Lamar Jackson, very few guys can do it, but there are guys that you can just leave out there by themselves. It's not ideal, but pop open to the players available.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I don't think they lose. Yeah, losing value. I think you are losing value if you don't stack late in puppy tournament because that's when the
pick. So grab who just went there, of course.
You got your boy Damian Harris.
No. So either
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd, Pickens. Yeah, go with Tyler Boyd. That's fine with Davis. And grab
Cole Kmet for a tight end.
Grab Cole Kmet. Yeah, go for Cole Kmet.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad to hear you're on board with Cole Kmet right here. I love getting me some Cole Kmet here.
I'm waiting for him to finally go off.
He's going off. Gashan coming in with the super deep sleeper. So new collector clarified his question. I think he said, hold on, let me pop back up the draft board. New said, if you do 2 stacks in your same draft, does that hurt later part of puppy? I did a triple stack in one also. I think the more stacks you do in one roster, the thinner they're going to be. And I'm not sure if that's like, obviously you don't want to have too many quarterbacks. You don't need more than 2 quarterbacks in this format, do you, Derek?
If you pick up quarterbacks late, like if we didn't take Trey Lance and we were starting to get to this point where we don't have any quarterbacks, you could possibly run with 3 of them. So yeah, I guess you could do 3 separate stacks in that sense. But as far as one quarterback with 2 of his receivers, so that would be 2 quarterbacks, 4 receivers. I guess you could do it. Just depends on how much depth you had at receiver. Other than that, if you had 8 receivers, 2 for one quarterback, 2 for the other quarterback, and 4 across different teams, that could possibly work.
Mm.
If he's mixing in a tight end as well, so if you got one quarterback, a tight end, quarterback, receiver, yeah, that's fine. But yeah, if you have 3 quarterbacks, it doesn't hurt if you have 3. If you have someone on the Jets, someone on the Lions, and someone on the Bears, and you got Fields, Goff, and Wilson with 3 late quarterbacks, that's not a problem.
So like Steeler going Josh Allen in the 3rd. I don't even think he's necessarily got anybody stacked, but Josh Allen's a guy you could just play him naked.
Yeah, you can run him by himself, but you want to grab somebody like McKenzie, Shakir later on.
He just let McKenzie skip by him.
James Cook would have been nice if he could have grabbed that. Tyler Boyd on the way back just to match that up.
Man, look at Gassan here coming in with a super deep sleeper. Said, what's the hype? Dude, Isaiah Likely was insanely dominant at Coastal Carolina in college. He's also put up 2 100-yard. He had 150 receiving yards in 2 preseason games with 2 touchdowns. I mean, should he be rostered in redraft formats, best ball, late? Obviously, you're getting him in the last round.
If you do, I wouldn't hold on to him for too long. If he's gonna hit, let him go. If not, you can hold on to him forever. And at that point, you're going to be playing the guessing game because he'll go off. You'll start him the next week. He'll have a bad game. You'll sit him. He'll go off. He could just do that type of roller coaster for you all season. And you're not going to keep him in your starting lineup unless you're in a, 16 team or 14 team 2 tight end league. Last roster spot, if it's a little deep, sure. But shallow formats, I wouldn't really worry about it. I usually only have 1 tight end on the roster anyways.
Yeah, it's just a single tight end league, and the chances of you playing a tight end in the flex spot are a lot lower than any of your running backs or wide receivers, right? And he's a tight end too. I think he's definitely got upside to become a number 3 receiving option in that offense. And obviously Tyler Huntley had a big connection with him, so that could increase if Lamar went down and Huntley was now the starting quarterback. But
they might be running 2 tight ends anyway.
Yeah, they do run a lot of 2 tight end sets just because of the run heavy packages.
Throw the players available up, auto pick.
But Mark Andrews is the man there.
Scroll up into 135. All right. 1, 2, 6. So Garrett Wilson, Dotson, or Garrett Wilson, Gainwell. I would say Garrett Wilson, Dotson. Just
Garrett Wilson, Dotson. Yeah, both of these rookies. Up. Let's do it.
Yeah, don't let it auto pick for you.
Look at all the quarterbacks available here: Cousins, Tua, Trevor Lawrence.
That's fine. We'll load up on 2 quarterbacks later.
We already got our tight end, so we're just kind of picking up wide receivers that have a lot of upside, like Jahan Dotson, great at Penn State, going to be on the field in all 2 wide receiver sets, so he's going to be on the field like his snap share is going to be what 90%, 95%, and that means that's going to turn into just more targets.
Garrett Wilson, I think, will end up putting up some numbers later on in the season. Corey Davis, I think, will get a lot of the touches early on. And Braxton Berrios as well.
So are we done picking wide receivers? I mean, we have 1, 2, 3.
We're pretty much done at wide receiver. We got 8 of them.
Got 8 of them. 2 running back, 1 tight end, 1 quarterback.
Yeah.
But we're stacked. We're stacked because we're covered on spike weeks from great athletes, just all over the place, man, and good offensive situations. Like Juju, Gabe Davis, CeeDee Lamb, Bateman, wide receiver 1, more of a questionable passing attack there. But Kadarius Toney, again, another questionable one. But
box out at quarterback, besides having to reach for Dak, but I just didn't see the point of doing that too early. So it's at this point, get as many options as we can at wide receiver. And, if we can't find somebody to line up with the game, hopefully we can just fill it on the other side. So, like if we can't get Zach Wilson, hopefully we can get Geno Smith, or, if we can't get a receiver for who's Washington playing again? The Redskins, we could get Deshaun Watson late. Give us some options there. We still got Daniel Jones as an option.
What do you think about Hitman's roster here? Cooper Kupp, Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb. So kind of like that anchor RB. Marquise Brown, Dameon Pierce in the 5th. Are you drafting any Dameon Pierce in the 5th, Derek?
I have not been. I grabbed him a little bit while he was in the hundreds. This is a little different though, where it's a puppy tournament where we're all drafting starting this week. So everybody who's taking Pierce is taking him in the 5th round. I don't know. I don't want a running back on the worst offense in the league. And they're just going to have to pass a lot to come back from behind. They're just going to be playing from behind a lot, which, Rex Burkhead, can we get some love for the White Ninja?
Yeah, man, we can get some White Ninja at the.
But yes, I do like what he's done with his team. It's looking pretty nice.
I appreciate that, Gassan. Yeah, if you guys are tuning in, or if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that like button, man. Let that YouTube algorithm know we've got a underdog fantasy draft savant in the room with us tonight, helping us answer all these hot fantasy football questions. Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight, Derek. Who's like your favorite like late round? Like in this point, we're in round 13, 14 here. Running back prospect, because we're on the board. And I think we're probably needing to go running back here. We only got 2.
So I like Khalil Herbert, Raheem Mostert as well.
You willing to? I mean, I guess Mostert does have that spike week profile in him, right? Mike McDaniel's offensive scheme, Miami. Mostert's got some wheels when he's healthy.
Click on all the positions.
Okay. All
Just
positions.
see what's available at tight end as well. So
have you totally faded Albert OK?
Yes. I was never a big Albert O fan, but I do like the matchup with KC, so it's not good to go against Juju right there. Hunter Henry, Khalil Herbert.
I don't have any Hunter Henry, so we could go.
So go Hunter Henry, Khalil
he's
Herbert.
a touchdown machine. Khalil Herbert, I like that. I like Khalil Herbert. He's good. That'll make Hitman happy too. We got a Chicago Bear on our team.
He's a beast when he starts. It's just a matter of how much action is he going to see.
So that gives you an option at Mac Jones. Zamir White seems to be falling, so hopefully he'll fall. I doubt we'll be able to get him on the way back, but it is possible.
Mr. B, though, I mean, you're talking about super elite players in the running back position getting all the touches and receiving work. Both CMC and Najee. I'm not sure what the comment here was in relation to, but
probably with
like,
Dameon Pierce. But if you want to put Dameon Pierce
that's right,
on the same level as CMC and Najee, go for it. I just don't see a day 3 running back who's got a 7% chance at a top 24 season.
Because he never put up. I mean, if they do give him this size of a workload, he's never had this kind of workload in his life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. CMC and Najee were both first-round running backs, and they were taken there for a reason.
Gassan's got another question for us. He said, half PPR redraft now. He needs a roster spot, and he has to drop either Isaiah Spiller or Sony Michel. Who do I keep? Well, for me, it's Sony Michel. Derek, what about you?
I haven't looked into week 1 a ton, but it's a matter of who's going to get the least amount of touches because you'll be able to pick them up again next week on a redraft. So if Isaiah Spiller isn't going to play or is going to, have very limited touches in comparison to Sony Michel, keep Michel, let go of Spiller, and then you'll have the opportunity to pick him up the following week.
So Isaiah Spiller just returned to practice coming off the ankle injury, was injured in the Chargers' second preseason game and sat out the finale. Coach Brandon Staley said there's a chance he would miss the team's week 1 matchup with the Raiders. And they also just picked up Sony Michel. So, I mean, that's like reading between the lines there.
Yeah.
That's, he's not going to play week 1.
I would just sit on it and wait until Sunday because you can, at least if you drop him on Sunday, nobody else can pick him up throughout the course of the week. If you drop him too early in a week, I believe you might, depending on how the league is structured, somebody else might be able to pick him up this week. But if you wait till Sunday, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I would definitely go Sony Michel there. He's going to get the goal line touches.
Just drop your backup tight end.
Look, we got one of our token Trey Lance. We got to show him the hat real quick, Derek. Got the hat. Hold the hat up to the camera. Look at that. Look at that hat for you, David.
No,
David Bosquet. See that? North Dakota State University, baby. Home of the GOAT, Trey Lance.
The GOAT.
Bush Leaguers, once your last 3 eBay purchases hit, man.
Oh man, I told you one of them earlier. I got the Hardy Nickerson.
Players available. Auto pick.
Got a Hardy Nickerson 2020 Prism out of 10.
Daniel Jones.
Can't remember if I showed you guys this last week. Got me a nice Jared Goff select out of 10.
Oh,
little gold Jared Goff right there.
We're on the clock, Derek.
Who's Daniel Jones and who's the other quarterbacks that are available?
Baker Mayfield, baby.
No, just click on quarterback and just see who it is.
DJ, Baker, Mac, Ryan, Wentz.
Okay, so click on quarterbacks again. Yeah, pick Daniel Jones. Just pick him before it auto picks for you. There you go.
Got it.
All right, now scroll up.
Got our Daniel Jones at Minnesota, Indianapolis at home. Like those games for Daniel Jones. Put up some nice fantasy points. Are we looking at running backs here? McKinnon, Kansas City, Eno Benjamin?
Yeah, why don't you go with you can go Eno Benjamin. That's fine.
Did I get him? I got him. No auto pick for me, Derek.
Andy, I showed you this one before the stream. Got me a rookie Gridiron Kings Winston out of 15 auto.
Oh.
Probably my favorite pickup this week.
Mr. B was buying some wrestling cards. I know Hitman's definitely on some of those wrestling cards.
I do.
I'm 100% football.
If you guys remember late 80s, early 90s, I picked up a Papa Shango autograph. He had a brief run in WWF.
I don't, Derek, are you 100% football, or do you dabble in other sports?
I used to watch a lot of MMA, and I've got season tickets for the Bruins, but I couldn't tell you a thing about the NHL besides. Actually, I don't even know who's on the Bruins, to be honest with you. I just sell the tickets and go every once in a while, and haven't really paid much attention to hockey in years. But yeah, it's pretty much just football now.
Nice. Bush Leaguers wants to know, Steve, what did you get the auto on the Papa Shango?
What was the question?
I think he's saying,
what
did you get
the
card? It's a Leaf card.
Was it the Merlin gold black border?
No, it wasn't like the old one. It was, I think it was a newer production.
Pull up the team page.
Team page.
The draft board for a
Shango was the
second.
Godfather. Was he really? I didn't know that was the same guy.
We got Trey Lance, Daniel Jones, Saquon, A.J. Dillon.
I do have the Merlin Undertaker. I have both variations.
We got Herbert, Eno, stacked wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Gabe Davis, Juju Smith-Schuster, Rashad Bateman, Kadarius Toney, Tyler Boyd, Garrett Wilson, Jahan Dotson, Cole Kmet, Hunter Henry at tight end. So I guess this is like the final rounds, final 2 rounds right here. Look, Hitman went Brian Robinson again in the 15th round. I'm like, wait a minute, who's drafting Brian Robinson? Then I see his Scaladesi
Don't be jealous.
with the 2-gun salute.
Montreal screw job. Yeah, that was pretty prolific moment in wrestling.
Oh, I see the private chat. I got you, Derek. That's savvy, man. No peeking, Hitman. Hitman has access to the private chat too, Derek.
Yeah, it's all right.
Somebody was talking about wrestling, so I can. Let's see. I know I picked up some wrestling this week too.
Wrestling.
You guys will appreciate.
I want an autograph for the guy who cried during the thing. It's real to me, damn it.
2021 Prism.
Very nice.
Triple H. Red, numbered out of 299.
Very nice.
Oh, cool.
Just got that this week. What else? If anyone watches current wrestling, you'll know this guy. Dominic Mysterio. It's actually Rey Mysterio's son. That was numbered out of 49. That's an Aqua.
Very nice.
Mr. B forgot about Triple H. What was Triple H's punchline? Was it "suck it"? Was he was part of the DMX group, right? Or not DMX? Yeah,
D Generation.
DMX was the rapper.
Yeah, not DMX. You're right. It was the DX group with the little guy that had like the curly, long black hair.
X-Pac.
Yeah, X-Pac. That's right. X-Pac, Triple H, and
was that his name when he was in DX? Was X-Pac?
Yeah.
All right.
Degeneration X. That's right. Degeneration X.
Otherwise known as Six in WCW.
Six. That's what I was thinking. 6.
Uh-oh, I'm on the clock. Final round, final picks. Okay, private chat. Yeah, that's the guy. What's somebody brought him up earlier. Jalen Warren, number 2.
Oh,
just
somebody
like
already took him. All right, so grab Carson Wentz, and then
QB.
take see if Monson's in there. Monson.
Monson.
Is that how you spell it? Just click on 49ers, or type in 49ers.
Danny Gray.
No. Scroll down.
Going Danny Gray.
Yeah, whoever. You got 2 seconds, so hurry up.
I did screw up my last pick.
Didn't get him. We got an auto pick.
Who'd you get?
Isaiah Spiller.
All right, that works.
I didn't mean to pick Brian Edwards. I meant to pick a backup QB. Ooh.
So I want you to, Derek, this is something that Steeler and I were talking about the other night because he's been basically his thought process is that he wants to have the best players with the highest touchdown upside right off the bat because he's chasing this projected number here. So like we have a 2,306 point projected number, whereas Steeler has got a 3,006 projected number. So right now on paper, he's projected to beat us by 700.
That doesn't mean anything. So those numbers were set by I think Hayden does them over at Underdog, or they just put the numbers in there at the beginning of the season, so they haven't changed since like May. And they're nowhere near where they should be. Rookies don't have any points really built into them. They've got like 50 points each. So that's what kills you. And if you go to his team, he's probably got 3 quarterbacks that put up a lot of touchdowns.
And he's got Josh Allen, Tua, and Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, like that's
David Montgomery, Cam Akers.
Yeah, you don't want to chase that projection number. It's not. It means nothing.
If Bob says if Lions win their division, he wins this league. Let me see who Bob's got.
I like the Lions with the deal going on this year.
All right, we got some Lions love from Derek. I'm loving it. Jamison Williams
over there. It's just a matter of how much Goff can hold it together. Sorry.
Jamison Williams is a total buy right now. Rookie cards, the whole 9 yards, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the guy, how good was that guy at Alabama? Like, he was really freaking good, wasn't he?
He's fast. He's a deep threat. He can just have huge weeks. And I don't know. It's a little different because you got a guy coming back, let's just say week 10 to play. So, yeah, you've been down a guy, but you're getting healthy as the season goes on in something like this, as opposed to having the opposite of full roster and everybody's just kind of getting hurt every couple weeks. At least you got some hope. Same with Hopkins. I mean, it's nice. I mean, you're getting him in the 6th round now. He wasn't suspended; he'd be going much earlier. So you get somebody who's out for 6 weeks, and then you get somebody coming back healthy.
Yeah, man.
I like the team. He's got Evans, Fournette, Waller, Renfro, Derek Carr to match up with it. He's got St. Brown. He's got Goff. It's a nice squad.
Isaiah McKenzie. Unfortunately, I think Isaiah McKenzie might miss week 1.
Okay. All right.
Hold on, I gotta check on that.
He's got some guys there. Braxton Berrios will play. I think Devin Duvernay is healthy.
McKenzie.
Derek, when I botched my pick and took Brian Edwards, I had to pick between having a bye week quarterback or having a backup tight end. Which would you have taken?
So either so you had to pick an extra quarterback or just have one tight end? I would just take the one tight end.
Okay, good. That's what I did.
Yeah, definitely. I had a couple teams advance to the 2nd round of the playoffs with just one tight end. It was Andrews, so obviously it was a good tight end to pick, but I've done it a couple times where it's like,
I figure the point loss for a tight end on a week is less than a point loss for a quarterback.
Yeah, it's a lot different. But I think I have a team with one quarterback. I was going through my list of teams. I got one with only one quarterback, so I must have. I don't know what happened on that one.
So a little thin at quarterback on that.
Yes, I think it's Russell Wilson. So hope for the best. Ian Book.
It's a beautiful De'Ami Brown card. Too bad he's not good.
Oh man,
is De'Ami Brown any good, or is he just buried on the depth chart? You think, Derek?
it's late round wide receiver.
He's no Brian Edwards.
Yeah, what's Brian Edwards done?
Atlanta.
What has he done? Got traded.
Well, it's his first year starting this year.
So that's what it is.
He hasn't been able to stay healthy.
Oh, there you go.
Or
That
Garner.
Hawkinson. Look at that Hawkinson. It ends in the morning. Go back up.
This one, yeah, it's a jumbo pack. It's not rookie though. It's not a rookie.
He didn't specify.
Yeah, he didn't specify. Yeah, there's a really cheap immaculate with just an insane patch. Derek, you I know you got a big collection and you follow everything that we do in terms of football card strategy. If you had to pick one NFL player that you think you could buy low into right now in the card world, who would it be?
Jesus. That is a good question. Trey Lance. No.
Speak of the devil.
I was going to say.
I like DJ Moore. I think he's going to have a much better season than what he's done every year for the last 4 years. I mean, he's never had more than 4 touchdowns in a season. And I just think this year with Baker, not saying Baker is a great quarterback by any means, but he's definitely an upgrade from what he's had in the past. And I just think that's going to equate to more touchdowns. Matt Rule is like coaching for his life. So if McCaffrey stays healthy, it's only going to help. And 1,000 yards every year, except for his rookie season, I believe he was in the 700s, but 1,000 yards every year since. He's legit, and he's just been afraid of the end zone, and I think he's going to get over his fears.
Nico Collins, man, his stuff's come a long way. We've been plugging that guy since last year, and it ain't the same, man. I mean, there was legitimately a point where they were like $8 to $10, and it's hard to find one under 20 now.
Yeah, I like Nico Collins. I like what they're doing in Houston. I just don't. They're just not there yet. It's going to take a little bit of time, and I'm sure they made out with the picks they acquired for Watson. So I'm sure those will start rolling in soon.
Ooh,
yeah.
See that gold one, Andy?
Honors.
It's a little pricey, but it's got the gold effect.
Uncirculated gold prism, numbered out of 35. Does have an autograph too. That's interesting.
The other options I like this year is Juju and Cortland Sutton. I just like that. I've always been a Juju guy. I know the injuries. He's on a cheap contract. They don't have a clear number one between him, MVS, and Sky Moore. I think that's him. And if he can stay healthy, I just think he's going to have a huge season.
There's
another draft. If we started it soon, I could do another draft.
Okay, yeah, no, I definitely want to. Just man, there's not a ton of, especially when you go back a couple of years.
Right there, the horizontal rookie ticket auto.
Yeah, I mean that's juicy. That might be really good right there. Definitely, I flagged that one. Yeah. That's great insight, Derek. All right,
Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. I'm not saying one of them is going to have a Cooper Kupp type of season, but new quarterback coming in, two pretty solid receivers. It was between Kupp and Woods last year, and everybody can say they were all over Kupp, but a lot of people were on Robert Woods last year. So
I think Darnell Mooney prices are actually pretty significant because he doesn't have a whole lot of cards.
His high end stuff is really expensive.
What did you say, Derek?
Auto pick Andy.
Auto pick Andy. Are you guys ready to enter this sucker?
Yeah,
give me a countdown.
Everybody else.
Hitman can tell. All right, a countdown, and then the Hitman's going to tell you guys his experience with Probstein. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Entering puppy now. Let's go. No auto picks.
So quick. Holy cow.
Did you get in that?
Yeah, I clicked it and it said filled. So I think we all got in at the exact same time.
Nice.
I mean, I actually hopefully got on the same one you guys did.
Let's see. Oh, We got the 1.1 streamers delight here, Derek. How often have you gotten the 1.1 in the 1,000 drafts that you've done?
It really depends on the Taylor.
Scaladesi's in here, but
not anymore. I mean, I usually end up. It seems like I always end up either right in the middle or 8, 9, 10. But when I do end up here, I usually just grab McCaffrey.
Yeah, I'm doing it. So, Hitman, yeah, whatever content, that's a funny name. Whatever content, just whatever, man.
Where's his team?
Put your team in the chat. We'll grade it seriously. What Hitman? I want you to share your experience with Probstein, with Mr. B here.
I mean, I did business with them for quite a while. Spent a lot of money there. Didn't have an issue. And then 1 week, I had made a purchase, and I had submitted. You could submit for a combination for your invoice. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you bought a couple cards, and then a few days later you bought a few more. So I mean, I'm spending hundreds of dollars a week with this guy, and I send him 3-4 requests for an invoice in a row, and he's not responding. He finally responds, and he's just like, "Oh, I paid before the 5 days lapsed, before they can cancel the order or whatever." I was like, "Hey, if you could do me a solid and refund me the shipping, I'm going to end up paying two times shipping because you guys didn't combine my order in time." And he's like, "Oh, it already shipped. I'm not doing it." I'm like, "Dude, what the hell?" I'm like, "I spend tons of money over here with you." I'm like, "Why would you be so,
Right.
why would you have such piss poor community customer service?" And he's just like, "Sorry, ain't doing it." And I was just like, "Okay." So, I mean, I just spent my money on other eBay stores for a while, and I didn't think twice about it. But, I mean, I still dabble once in a while if there's a card that I really want, because they do have a lot of auctions. But it did kind of rub me the wrong way.
That's why some people don't like Probstein right there.
Some people say that he shills his own auctions up, but I don't know.
Yeah. 6 quarterbacks in the underdog fantasy. This is not super flex, so that's insane. No chance. That's like a donation to the pot right there. Far too many quarterbacks. Good night, Bob. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. You are the man. So whatever says it's a 10-man PPR. I got the 10th pick. 3 flex. Jalen Hurts, Joe Mixon, Zeke Elliott, Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, TJ Hawkinson, DK Metcalf, Jerry Jeudy, Rashad Bateman. Yeah, man, could be worse. I mean, it's a pretty solid roster. I think depending on where you drafted some of those guys. I mean, I'm kind of down on DK Metcalf at his current price tag in fantasy. I don't know about you, Derek, where he's going. I mean, he's kind of going in that running back dead zone. So, like, I like the talent, but I mean, like, really,
In
the
a
Seahawks?
managed league, I'm not as high on Metcalf in comparison to a best ball league. I just don't think you're going to know when those weeks are going to come.
What about Zeke?
That
What about
offense.
Zeke this year?
He's been a top 12 running back every year he's been healthy. I think he had 1 year where he was injured. But other than that, he's always been a top 12 back. If he's playing, you got to start him. I mean, how can you sit him? I mean, you're pretty set at running back between him and Mixon, provided that neither one of them goes down. I'm sure he has some depth on the bench as far as running back, but if not, a 10-man league, so he's probably got some options on the wire as well. But yeah, that team would work. I mean, you've got 3 flex spots: Bateman, Judy, DK as your flex, DJ Moore, Chase, Hawkinson. I'd be happy with that.
Now, there is some interesting news here. Victor, I didn't realize Alan Lazard was in this situation, but
Yeah, I heard he missed practice Monday.
yeah, man, Matt LaFleur was non-committal on Alan Lazard's status for week 1. There's a chance that we learn more about this in the coming days. Lazard reportedly missed last week's practice for undisclosed reasons, but we won't sound the alarm on this one just yet. With several days to go until the Packers' week 1 matchup against the Vikings, this could all be much ado about nothing come Sunday. Should Lazard happen to miss the game, Sammy Watkins would make for an interesting flyer. Undisclosed. That's weird.
For Mr. B's comment, yeah, I reached out to him 3 days in a row, and they didn't respond. They only respond after I got snippy about them not responding.
Pull up the players available.
Oh, yeah.
And wait. All right. So Evans, A.J. Brown, Pittman, Higgins, any 2 of those 4.
I need more Mike Evans. Let's do it.
Go
Big
Evans
Mike.
and then take Leonard Fournette, and we'll just be done with running back. We don't have to take another running back for the rest of the draft.
Oh, baby. Now you're talking my language.
We'll get 2 more at the end. Kind of, we're not going to just run with 2 running backs, but
I didn't know I had your permission to take a running back and a wide receiver on the same team. Is it just because of the high octane, the ability for Brady?
Yeah, it's a ridiculous offense. They all play each other week 17, so that's set. Possibly get Brady to stack with Evans. If not, we'll have some other options coming back in the other round.
And none your business. None your business just got offered Debo and Damian Pierce for Austin Eckler in a full PPR 1 QB redraft league. Should I accept? Oh, man. Austin Eckler's a PPR monster.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I would honestly not accept that. It depends on what the rest of the roster looks like. Oh yeah, whatever.
Depends how thin the free agency is too. If it's
I love some AJ Dillon this year. You had me pick him in the last draft at ADP, so that tells me, Derek, that you're not opposed to his current price tag, and you think he still presents a lot of upside.
Yes, I mean, I just think they're going to end up running the ball more. So kind of the opposite of what the Ravens did last year. I don't think they have good enough receivers to be out there throwing the ball around like they have in the past. Devontae Adams is gone, and that was a huge part of their offense. I don't think they really brought anybody in to step up. Aaron Jones will probably get an uptick in targets, and then A.J. Dillon will hopefully get some more touches. I was pretty high on him last year, and he didn't quite perform like I was hoping, but hey. Hopefully
he did really good, though. Like, he surprised a lot of people in the amount of receptions that he got,
He is a 3-down running back. I mean, he can catch the ball. He can stay out there and handle a full workload. Yeah,
I mean, the guy is, and he's a Mack truck. and he's got soft hands like that. So it's like, what's not? I just sold. I was talking to Carter about this earlier today. I sold my Silver Prism Auto AJ Dillon for double what I paid for it, and I thought I paid pretty decent money. Like I bought it for 50 and sold it for 100 over the weekend, and I wasn't expecting to get like sell that full price. And it was like, boom, buyer paid 100 whatever, and I was like, oh, what I sell? It was AJ Dillon Silver Prism Auto. I'm like, oh man. I love that card.
His stuff is pretty valuable, honestly.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't believe it because when I bought it at 50, I'm like, all right. I mean, this is like not. He's no longer a sleeper. Like I was buying into him as when he was a sleeper in his rookie year, and I wish I was at that time. I was buying a lot of base cards and base short print cards. I didn't really evolve my strategy to really like focusing in, dialing in on just like scarcity until. I would say like last year, but like a year and a half, and yeah, man. So like buying this at 50, I felt was definitely not at the bottom of where you would see like for example Tyler Johnson or one of these other 2020 guys that is now at the bottom. Like that's a bad example because he's like on a practice squad now or like wide receiver 5.
Until the Bears come.
Yeah, give me a good example of a 2020 guy that is starting but super late pick.
Wait, Tyler Johnson's with the Texans?
Yeah, Tyler Johnson's on the Texans practice squad, I think, or maybe he's a wide receiver 4 now if he made their roster.
Yeah, they're saying he'll compete for the slot job.
Yeah, Bucks cut him, man. That's the thing. Like, if you don't produce with Tom Brady and you drop some passes, it's not good. He dropped another pass in the opening drive, and he was wide open, and I knew it. I was like, that's not good, man. He did that in the playoffs last year, too, whenever we needed him.
So switch over to the players available?
Yeah. So I think like a bottom for a Silver Prism Auto for a guy that's relevant is probably like around $20, 10 to 20. And so buying that one for 50 definitely felt like it was a reach. Now selling it for 100 though, turns out that that card is.
Grab George Kittle and St. Brown.
Boom. I love it, man. Kittle feels like such a good value here in what are we?
Just pick him before he auto picks for you.
Yes, sir. I got it. I'm on it.
And you got swing picks in both drafts.
I know. I hate it. It's ridiculous. Click on it.
Boom. I was waiting for it to run down so we get some more time on this next pick.
Yeah, that's what you say every time.
All right, man. So
I'm on Ra.
Ooh. I think this is – I don't have much Amon-Ra exposure. I feel like people always reach on him every draft, and we're getting him here – at pick 49, right on par with his ADP. Getting a part of that Lions offense, man. Have you guys watched any Hard Knocks?
No.
Oh, dude, it's so good. The Hard Knocks this year is probably the best Hard Knocks that I think they've ever made. And it's really good. It really it's maybe part of the reason why I like the Lions story so much, even more now. Like I'm rooting for them big time this year. But it's just, so they did really good.
My Hulu Live. Maybe I'll go back and watch it.
Oh, you got to, man. I mean, it's like, dude, it's like shooting right into your veins. Like it's addictive, dude. Once you watch it for 5 minutes, you'll be hooked. You'll be binge watching it for the rest of the night.
I refuse to watch it since the Rex Ryan Jets season.
Really? That was a long time ago, man.
Nothing will top that. That and I haven't had cable since about that time.
That was the last time you watched Hard Knocks.
Damn, I was going Cooks there.
Well, I feel honored then, Derek, that you watch our videos here on the Football Card Quest.
Yeah. It's on YouTube, so how can you not?
Yeah, man.
I hope they both play.
What, do you have a lot of Gronk earlier in the summer like I do?
Yeah, Gronk earlier in the season. I don't have a ton of Odell, but it sucks to see him get hurt like that in the Super Bowl. And
I know, man.
it's such a long. It's so late in the season. It's the latest you could possibly play. So.
Oh man, we get a lot of rate my teams tonight. This is fun. This is interesting. So B Dubs, shout out to B Dubs here. 10 team. What's up with the 10 team leagues, man? 10 teams. It's kind of easy. Like I feel like the rosters get pretty stacked in 10
Is that
teams.
Melvin Gordon, MG3?
I like this. He's really consolidated the names of his players here. 0.5 PPR, Hertz, CMC, Fournette, love it. Melvin Gordon III, James Robinson. Is that James Rob? J Rob?
Yeah, it's got to be J Rob.
Cordell Patterson, man, he's good. Running back heavy. Got a lot of running backs there. Jalen Waddle, Deontay. I'm guessing that's Deontay Johnson. Jerry Jeudy, Adam Thielen, Robert Woods, Isaiah McKenzie, Mark Andrews. So elite tight end. I mean, I got no bones to pick with that roster. I would probably go with a little slightly different wide receivers personally, but depending on the range you got, it looks like you probably went Mark Andrews early. You probably had to get Hurts at ADP. You went CMC in the first round, Fournette probably at the end of the second kind of deal. So
Works.
yeah, it works, man.
Any team with CMC on it.
Yeah. I mean, for that factor alone, and then you also got Fournette, and you also got Melvin Gordon. I like as like a touchdown dependent kind of guy, getting some goal line work and a lot of positive game script scenarios. Week 1 primary situation Monday night for the Broncos against the Seahawks, and then Deontay, nice little PPR target there. Jerry Jeudy. I'm not as bullish on Jerry Jeudy. Like Cortland Sutton's my guy there, but
scroll the players available. Scroll up on it. There you go.
Oh, players available. Oh, do I need to refresh to get my little Spike Week HUD back? You're refreshing.
Yeah, I think it does it every time you switch, where you start the board up.
It is very hard to trade a guy like Eckler, who had 20 touchdowns last year and gets all the high value targets and is just a red zone destroyer, man. Yards after contact, even Eckler he's so good. So good.
And then scroll the team down.
We got CMC, Lombardi, Lenny, Mike Evans, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and George Kittle so far. I like our core here, Derek. It's really solid. Scaldesi going Hopkins again, 6th round.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
A lot of Hopkins. Look at Caladesi. Chris Godwin likely not start week 1. Looks like Hopkins back week 7. Got the Zeke pick in week 4. Did get Josh Allen though. Josh Allen in the 3rd. So this is a slightly different build than what I'm used to seeing you do here, Steve.
Open up the players available.
All right.
Yeah, don't normally take a QB that early, but just looked good where he was at.
Are we? Yeah, we're filtered by ADP.
Yeah, just wait till he picks it. So take either Kirk and Lance or London and Lance.
I love it.
Lance.
You know what? I mean, Drake London is really freaking good, but I think the Jags. I like the Kirk being the number 1 guy there on Jacksonville. We'll go Kirk. Plus, I gotta check the injury status on Drake London. He had a little knee thing going on.
Didn't he get back to? He had some limited practice Monday or something.
Which you also told me, because I asked you about this the other night. You said that he historically was not a guy that dealt with a lot of injuries at USC.
Yeah, I didn't believe he had any very many injuries at USC. I could be wrong.
He suffered a scary knee injury in the team's first preseason game, so he's been kept out of practice ever since. And he looked good. Like, dude, watching that guy run routes, oh man, he looks good. I mean, he looks so good, which is exciting because you have that weapon alongside. It almost makes me more excited for Kyle Pitts, just like having Drake London on the field to draw away coverage from Kyle Pitts. I don't know. Kyle Pitts is just so freaking good. Like,
no, Kyle Pitts is ridiculous.
He's ridiculous, man. So, and he's a mismatch nightmare.
That leaves Brian Edwards wide open every time.
Brian Edwards, dude. I got on Brian Evans, and I still have a rookie ticket auto Brian Edwards. I'd sell it to you guys for a break-even price point because I don't know, man. I feel like he's in wide receiver purgatory now.
I don't know. That trade might have actually worked to his benefit. I mean, if he stayed and was a starter in Vegas, obviously that would have been the best case scenario. But I don't think it's as bad as we think it is.
Bushlinger is still talking smack about you drafting DeAndre Hopkins. He's not even in this.
I draft him in almost every draft.
So I'm impressed. I haven't even made a disclaimer that this was a late night podcast, late night live stream. There could be some cursing, some cussing going on, just because our boy Derek here is up in Boston. This is just kind of
trying to keep it PG for everybody out there.
And you're actually doing a good job. Like, you're conscious of it.
I'm trying.
I got in big trouble when I was growing up.
I haven't even smoked this joint either. We're waiting on that. We're just kind of calming everything down here.
That's when you just lean
night, man.
to the
it's
left.
Past midnight. When you're past midnight, you're allowed to get away with this kind of stuff, Derek. So go for it, man. The guys don't care. I'm sure, 3/4 of this chat over here.
Derek's just sampling the new incense purchase.
Petting the dog. I was just petting the dog. Holy shit. One of the guys that works with me, he doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do anything. Like, nicest guy you'll ever meet. And he came back from vacation and he goes, "Oh, I left some weed on your desk." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I left a bag of weed on your desk because one of his friends came from Canada, crossed the border. I didn't realize he had it in his bag, didn't want to bring it back, so gave it to him." I was like, "Hey, I'll take it."
That's hilarious.
Oh, I don't think I've ever drafted sober before, so the weed does help.
Oh, well, I need you at your best, man. I need you in the zone here. We can't be.
No, we're doing good. We're doing all right.
Yeah, we're doing good right now.
Wide receiver, but we'll catch up.
I think you've got some pretty solid muscle memory on these ADPs, these schedules, these outlooks.
Scroll the available
hit rates. All right, so we're looking at the entire player pool. Do you have a bunch of Rashad Penny at all?
I don't have a ton of them because I've been taking Walker a little bit later. The problem with Penny is he was great. He's a ridiculous running back, but he's just never healthy.
Yeah.
Now Walker's got a hernia surgery recently, but he's not much more. But hey, let's see.
We talked about this earlier, but Derek has approximately, I think, 11 to 1,200 fantasy teams.
Yeah, I got about 1,100 on Underdog.
And you've been doing this since the late 80s, right?
Yes. Best ball the last couple years, 3 years. Grab Hawkinson before time goes up. And then we're all set at tight end. And then grab the receiver of your choice, Tony, Pickens, Lockett, Burks.
Oh, jeez. Even well, who do I got over here? Do I got any run backs?
Nothing to line up because you don't have anybody that's going to line up with them.
I can't go. I can't go Tony again. It's either Robert Woods or let's go Pickens. Let's go Pickens. Yeah, because I don't have any other.
How many advance? I don't know. Hopefully all of them, but we'll see.
Dang, this roster's looking good, Derek.
Scroll up to go back to the position players that we got. Go to our roster. Just scroll up to the structure. So 1, 2, 4. All right.
Mr. B says he hasn't coughed like that off of Reggie since high school.
I've been smoking for 30 years now, 27 years. It's legal here in Massachusetts.
Oh, awesome. Oh, Mr. B's on the Wan'Dale Robinson train. I like it.
I like Wan'Dale Robinson. He's gonna be similar to what Diami Brown was last year.
You don't think he's gonna get more opportunity than that? Like rushes, and.
Do you really think that offense is that good?
I think that he gets some carries. I think Brian Daboll is that good of a coach. I think Brian Daboll's not a knucklehead. He's now Jason Garrett. They came from Jason freaking Garrett last year, Derek.
And magic. I just don't think Daniel Jones is good enough to Darius Toney, Kenny Golladay, Wan'Dale Robinson. I mean, how many wide receivers is he going to produce?
Not that many. I mean, only a couple. But I'm thinking Wan'Dale gets some carries, get some plays that are designed for him.
For sure. I don't think he's going to be a complete dud. But I mean, Diami Brown might not be a great example because he was a complete dud. But
and Golladay does the exact words where Golladay looks like a stiff mannequin out there.
That's what I've been hearing.
What happened to that guy?
Yeah, I don't know. I never
he got paid.
He was that good.
I guess
he got paid
when he went over there, and he might be pulling an Albert Hainsworth, but
yeah. Giants GM Joe Schoen revealed Thursday that Kenny Golladay underwent an unspecified medical procedure this past offseason. This is hilarious. No, not hilarious, but it seems like maybe the medical procedure has something to do with his reproductive organs. So listen to this. Well, revealed in quotations is a big, strong. Schoen could have at least mentioned the body part. Golladay underwent the operation in the spring. The news comes the same day of a report that Golladay has been running routes this summer with the stiffness of a mannequin. Golladay played deep into preseason games and earned universally negative reviews for his camp performance after an awful 2021. Were it not for his monster salary and the cap ramifications, Golladay would have probably already been released.
Oh, yeah. He's a huge cap hit. I mean, they signed him for a lot of money, and I didn't think he was that good. I didn't think he was worth that amount of money. And wasn't he hurt before he signed, or did he get hurt right after he signed?
I think he
was hurt, and then they signed him.
Yeah, he was like hurt all around it. No, he was hurt, and then he came off the injury, and when he passed his physicals, they gave him the bag. It was the stupidest thing. Like, Dave Gettleman is probably one of the worst GMs ever, and Jason Garrett's probably one of the worst head coaches ever.
That's the guy who was in the draft in his own office by, like, himself with a mask on, right?
Yes.
Go to
Such
the
a knucklehead,
players.
Man. Hey, Mr. Nick. Mr. Nick with that's some weird. That looks like some. What's it called? Anime. His little profile pics looks like a little samurai anime guy. I love it. I love it, Mr. Nick. We got another fantasy question from Mr. Nick. Ooh. After we take our pick, Mr. Nick, because I cannot be auto-picked. Wawa is name of a convenience. Yeah, a gas
So
station that serves food and stuff.
Dotson and
Oh,
either Palmer or Gallup.
got to get my boy Palmer. Got to get a little bit more
Put up
Palmer
Palmer and then put up
exposure.
Jahan Dotson again.
Let's do it. Let's do it. What does that put us at? 6 wideouts. I love the playing time and the athletic profile of Dotson. I think
it just lines up nice with that game week 16 against San Francisco.
Oh yeah,
And they
yeah,
also
for
play the
sure.
Giants week 15, which is a home game.
They're gonna have to throw big time.
Some of their sewer pipes break on the fans again.
So Wawa makes some decent food. It's like I've talked to some people that live up north, and you guys have sheets up there. Or do you have sheets in your area, Derek?
Sheets?
Sheets. Maybe you don't have sheets all the way up where you're at in Mass, but there's sheets like in Virginia and stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's like a gas station with a restaurant cafe thing built in, and they make some decent food, and they heat it up and stuff. And
no,
what
around
did
here
Mr. Nick
it's
want to ask?
a lot of like mom and pop, like a sandwich shop, like sub shop, pizza, that type of roast beef, those type of places.
What would you do? What would you do here? Mr. Nick says he got offered Javonte Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown for CeeDee Lamb and Travis Etienne.
I'd probably take it.
PPR. I'm like the guy that's like, all right, at this point, I drafted my team. I made my draft picks intentionally for a reason. Like, I'm not accepting any trades before week 1 personally. But this is full PPR.
Redraft is really tough to trade in.
It is.
A lot easier.
I feel like this is a toss-up. You said you would take it, Steve?
I like it.
I know you're really high on Amon-Ra St. Brown. The problem for me, I'm looking at this from a workload standpoint. Like, CD's a clear number 1. Javonte's in a timeshare like ETN, but the Broncos should be in a lot more red zone scoring opportunities for Javonte.
I think you're getting a better running back and getting a slightly less good receiver.
It is PPR, so I guess I like ETN a little bit better for PPR. Man. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. Honestly, I'd stick with CD and ETN because that upside could be huge. But I get it if you did it because you like the scoring opportunities. But it is PPR, so you got to stick with CD and ETN. I'm going with CD and ETN now that I think about it.
It's pretty close, honestly.
Yeah.
You wouldn't really be losing if you went through with it.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. If Melvin Gordon got hurt, Javonte is just going to absolutely smash because he does have a good receiving profile as well. Like, he can catch passes. He's got soft hands, but he also is just a bruiser of a running back. But CD's definitely the wide receiver 1 in Dallas, a team that's going to throw the ball a ton this year, starting week 1. And St. Brown, yeah, I mean, he's great for PPR, but think about his target competition last year. Who was it? It was Khalif Raymond and some guys we never heard of, so he came alive down the stretch. Is he going to be able to do the same thing with healthy TJ Hawkinson, DeAndre Swift, and now DJ Chark in the offense, plus Jamison Williams down the stretch? So St. Brown could be a guy who's okay, but not great like CD,
Pull up the available players.
Available players.
Just click on the wide receivers.
Yeah, because we're at 1262 wide receivers. Sorry, guy. There we go. All right, so we're looking at Madison just went.
Just click on wide receiver again. So take Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence.
Like it.
And then scroll up on the players available.
Johnson.
Scroll down. Keep going. So grab either Herbert or the one above Herbert.
Mostert?
One or the other. Grab Herbert.
Yeah, it's like,
Hurry
man, I have
Thank-
such a hard time drafting Raheem Mostert.
No, I hear you.
But, dude, if anything happened to David Montgomery, whoever's got Khalil Herbert is going to cash in.
They end up using Montgomery in the pass game, like lining up in the slot like they said they might, then they might actually split work theoretically.
Bushleaguers. Bushleaguers is a funny dude. Oh, Bushleaguer's not in this draft, so he wants us to rate his team on the other league. Who you got, Bushleaguers? Stephon Diggs. All right. So it sounds like you're drafting at the back end of the first round based on this draft. Diggs, Kamara, Elliott, Godwin, Michael Thomas, Dallas Goedert, Ramondre Stevenson. There's your guy, Derek.
I like Ramondre Stevenson.
I know, but would you draft him over Damian Harris, or are you still drafting?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't see why he's getting taken ahead of Damian Harris. If anything, the Patriots would just use up Damian Harris because it's the last year of his contract. And he doesn't always hold on to the ball. Belichick's a tough. I mean, best ball, it's fine. Redraft, it's so hard to draft a Patriots running back because you just don't know who's going to pop off that week. I mean, a really deep league, sure.
To be fair, it's gotten easier over the last 2-3 years, right?
Yeah, it has a little bit.
It used to be like week to week, you couldn't predict who was going to get the most carries. At least it's like Ramondre.
There were no great guys either. When it was like Shane Vereen, who was the other running back? Stephen Ridley. I mean, those days it was tough because they're average running backs, but you needed to start one of them, but neither of them would get you points. Got to go pet the dog again.
Remember when Corey Dillon was on the team?
Yeah, I love Corey Dillon.
He's a beast.
Who was that other? There's another running back named Corey something. Oh no, I'm thinking of Chris Ivory. In that time period, Chris Ivory was.
He was a little bit of a flash in the pan for the
Corey
Jets.
Dillon was really good with the Bengals, and then came over to the Patriots, similar to like Rodney Harrison. Really good with the Chargers, but played for a really shitty team. Sure, they made the Super Bowl, but that wasn't a very good San Diego team. See, they were actually in San Diego then.
Mr. B wants us to rate his purchase. He got a immaculate Andre Johnson patch for under $10 in 2021.
Andre Johnson,
I think so.
Texans receiver?
Yeah, the Texans Hall of Fame wide receiver. I mean, probably not NFL Hall of Fame, but probably Texans Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, he's a solid receiver. Game use patch, or is it one of the like the napkin ones?
I guarantee you, it's probably not game worn. If I had to guess. Let's see if I can pull it up. Now, for that, it all comes down to the colors. You got the scarcity here. Andre Johnson's got relevancy and height. Right?
Number too?
I mean, it's under $10. I mean,
But
what your goal is. We'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, we'll give it a 7 out of 10. Oh, I think this is it. September 6th. Maybe this is it. Looks like best offer accepted. Let's see. So yeah, it is a single color, which I don't like the single color aspect of it. You know, player worn, but that's what most of them are going to be. What Mr. B said.
Go back to our pick.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, auto pick Andy on the spot. There we go. Boom. Check that out, man. Look at that efficiency. Multitasking. 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 6 wide receivers, 2 tight ends.
All right, so you're going to take Jamison Williams and Evan Ingram.
Jamison Williams. I like Jamison Williams. We just talked about him earlier. That puts us at 7 wide receivers, and you said Evan Ingram?
Who's left at quarterback? Just check those real quick. Or take Jared Goff instead. My bad.
Oh, yeah. Tons of correlation there with Goff and Baker Mayfield on the reach around there for that Tampa Bay game at the end of the season.
No longer the turn; it's the reach around.
It's a new term for the. It's a new term for whenever you want to bring it back. You know, instead of saying bringing back a.
I would just. You're done. That one's over with.
Abandon the bit. Abandon the bit.
Pull up our roster real quick. Or your roster.
Pull up the roster. Okay.
Let's see. So you're all set at quarterback. I'll set it tight end. You probably set it tight end. Go up for 1 second. Scroll up to the top. It's a 336 or 337. No.
We are 337. Yeah, 337 too.
All right, so it is. You can go back to the draft board.
Yeah, okay. Bush Leaguers, I love some Donovan Peoples-Jones. I mean, super explosive, deep ball threat. Get some Deshaun Watson back in the game. Wheels up for Donovan Peoples-Jones. Anthony Schwartz barely avoided getting cut from the team throughout preseason. Amari Cooper is like their number 1, but he's not a deep ball guy. He's going to be more possession style receiver, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I like that. But they also drafted David Bell. You're pretty high on David Bell, aren't you, Derek?
Yes.
I like David Bell.
It's tough, though, because the quarterback situation is a little rough.
Mm-hmm.
Jacoby Brissett's not exactly the best of guys to be stepping into the league with, but it could be worse. Pop the roster back on for a second, please.
Roster back on.
And then hit refresh.
Just got to refresh, get my Spike CAD hoodie. Spike Week draft helper.
Spike CAD hoodie.
I kind of mixed 2 companies to one.
What?
You would think I'm over here petting the dog, but
scroll down just a little bit to look at the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks on the team there.
Quarterbacks on the team.
Yeah.
Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff. All green. That's good, right?
Yes.
I got a question for you, Derek. I know I can tell your thinking cap is on over there, thinking hard.
Go ahead.
Do you think that Trevor Lawrence is going to be a bust?
No.
No? You think he's
define bust?
Okay, so like Mitchell Trubisky level. Like no offense, Steve. Like we're not. He's got a chance, but obviously he's had to go through the.
No. Up to this point, I mean, so it's like, are we looking like Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff? I can say, Mitch Trubisky, like pick one. I think he's above Mitch Trubisky for sure.
Yeah, Trubisky was a Pro Bowler his rookie year. Just saying.
It doesn't make a difference. He still sucks. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a bust at all. It's tough with the 1.1. You kind of have to throw away their first year and just go from there. Pop on the let's see what you got. Hit the wide receivers real quick.
So, like, you don't think he's going to be Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow level good, even
Is
well,
Braxton Berrios there?
Oh, some Braxton Berrios, man, little slot PPR monster for what, the Jets, right?
Just type it in real quick.
Berrios.
No, BER.
Oh, my bad. BER.
Yeah, so
There
pick
he is.
Berrios.
Braxton Berrios. Look at that, man. 46 receptions last year.
And type in, or just go to the running backs that are available.
TDB, Spiller, Michelle. There's your boy, Jalen Warren. We missed him last time.
Scroll up for a second.
We also have Pickens. I mean, we're scrolling up top. We're at 3382 build.
Take Eno again.
Eno. I love me some Eno. I keep getting offers on my I have a select blue rookie autograph Eno that's numbered out of, I think, 99, but Eno has so few rookie cards that I keep getting offers on it. Like, people are trying to buy it from me for like 25, 30. I'm like, just pay. I got it listed for 35. The thing is, I sniped this thing in auction for under $10. So, nice little like triple up, and people keep trying to buy it from me for 25, and I'm like, come on, man, just pay the 35. I'm not selling. I'm not selling.
I would love to see the guy have a great year, honestly.
I missed your team, Joseph. Sorry, man. So the take on Trevor Lawrence is like he's going to become like a mid-tier quarterback.
With the 1.1, just wait a year. You almost have to throw away their first year.
Especially with Urban Meyer, right?
Yeah, exactly. I remember Peyton Manning was complete dog shit his first year when he came out into the league. He had just like 28 interceptions. I think he had like 20 touchdowns. So he had a decent amount of touchdowns. I'm not saying Peyton Manning sucks or he's Peyton Manning, anything like that, but his first year was just awful. I remember he threw a pick six like every other play, it felt like. And, Lawrence was bad last year, but I don't think he's going to be a bust. Is he going to be John Elway, Dan Marino type quarterback like everybody thought he would be? I don't think he's going to be that great. But if he makes it through his first contract and gets re-signed, he's all set. It's just a matter of what he's going to do in the next couple of years, and that's going to determine it. Like Baker, his contract's just about up. So it's after this year. If he starts, great. If he doesn't, he's going to be a backup the rest of his career.
Mm.
132.
So Joseph's team was the same draft as Bushleger, but he got the 1.2. Oh, okay. So they both got into a different puppy. He had Wilson. Wait, Wilson? That would have been Russell Wilson? No way. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, Wilson and Brady, Jonathan Taylor, Fournette.
What is it, Superflex? What am I missing here?
No, he probably just double tapped quarterback early. You should get Wilson and Brady right around the same.
Oh, I see what you're saying. He's just giving me the roster build. He's not saying that's the order he drafted them in.
Yeah, Taylor and Fournette. So first round, second round was probably Fournette or Evans, one or the other. And then took Judy in the fourth. Kittle in the fifth, Hopkins in the sixth, Hunt in the seventh. Julio. I don't know. I'm not a big Julio guy. Just with the he's yes, he's a great receiver, was one of the best that have come out in a very long time, but he just doesn't stay healthy anymore. And I'm not sure he's going to be on the field much, especially if Gage stays healthy. I mean, I just think he's going to be a little bit of a better option.
Our guy, what's his name from Underdog? Hayden Winks.
Yeah.
And he's big on Julio this year, man.
Is he really? Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's been doing YouTube shorts. He's been
if he
posting
stays
Twitter.
healthy, I like him more. You know, it's a tough thing. It's going to play the injuries, but
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I mean, I've taken a lot of McCaffrey, so you know, if McCaffrey doesn't stay healthy, a lot of my teams are screwed. But it is what it is. It's just kind of how it goes.
Very true. I mean, right? We can't. We're like not good at projecting for injuries, but at the same time, we do have to take into account that the guy's been injured like 45 times. You know, it's like
it's just the age as well. I mean,
the hamstring injuries that he had last year were just insane. The amount of hamstring injuries.
What was the guy's name on the Eagles? Alshon Jeffries. I mean, super talented, but towards the end, he was just always seemed to be injured. Never really seemed to be on the field. Pop open the available players. Burkhead got taken.
Oh yeah. Oh, Burkhead got taken.
Yep.
Son of a.
Jalen Reagor got taken too.
We could. Well, no, we don't want to really handcuff, do we?
No, you don't want to handcuff him. Scroll down.
Danny Gray.
Ronald Jones.
LaVisca Chenault.
If you want to take Ronald Jones, take Ronald Jones.
I think I got to, man. I got to pour some out for old Ronald Jones here. It's not my turn to draft.
It is now.
I'll say.
Yeah, the Brian Edwards.
Or Hassan Haskins or Chris Evans.
Hassan Haskins, Julius Chestnut. I don't know if Chestnut's
Julius Chestnut is a baller, dude.
See if Chestnut's in there. Ronald Jones.
Let's go Ronald Jones.
Yeah, it was tough because you already had the two, Fournette and McCaffrey up at the top, so it wasn't really much of a point to go with another one. Start it up.
Again. Steve, I know. Don't feel pressured, man. I know
No, I gotta cut it off after this one, man. I gotta get a little snack in me and head to bed. I gotta be up in like 6.5 hours.
I hear you, brother.
But that was fun, man. That was a good time, and hopefully one of our sheets pans out for some big money here. Throw a little.
It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen.
If I win, I'll throw a party, and Derek, I'll provide the Red Bull.
All right, sounds good.
Deal.
If I win, I'll provide the Red Bull too.
Yeah.
And if either of you win, I'll bring the vodka. We'll mix those Red Bulls with some vodka.
Mix. All right. Thanks, everyone. And I'll be drafting with you guys this evening.
Good seeing you, buddy.
All right, Steve.
Peace.
See you, Hitman. All right, guys. Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. Yes. Puppy. Let's go.
Can we get something that's not a number 1 or a number 12 pick here?
What's your favorite spot to draft from?
3, 4, 5.
Really? Why is that?
Get you a chance at one of the running backs if they fall between Taylor and McCaffrey, or you get one of the 3 receivers.
I dig it. So basically, as soon as Taylor, McCaffrey are off the board, do you automatically pivot every time to Kupp, Jefferson, or Chase and just kind of differentiate between the 3? Or do you ever go Eckler there, or do you always wait on Eckler till the back half of the first round?
I don't really have much Eckler. I typically take Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, one of the receivers, Travis Kelce, afterwards. I don't have a ton of Eckler.
Do you think that Eckler's just kind of set up for a little regression this year? A little regress?
A little bit. It's also just I tend to try and load up on the receivers if I miss out on Taylor or McCaffrey. And
look at that, man.
I would just get McCaffrey. Where is it now?
1.2.
1.2. Awesome. Hit refresh.
We got Bushleaguers in here. I see you, Bushleaguers. Got our man Bushleaguers. P Money. Slime Drip.
I mean, you can grab the receiver as well. It doesn't really, I mean, the top, this tournament's only going to be a couple days, so the top couple picks are always going to be the same.
He went Jonathan Taylor.
So whoever you want, doesn't really make a difference.
I got 0-0 on McCaffrey.
Yeah, just because you haven't, all right, yeah, so take McCaffrey again.
Yeah, I'll go McCaffrey again. See how we can. Yeah, it's probably because I have to send these puppy lineups over to Spike Week, right?
Yeah, the puppy one's over.
Yeah.
But before that, you had 0, so you just didn't draft any McCaffrey.
Let's go, Brian. I know you're over there, man. Our
Who's
late
in this
night
one?
quest peeps right here, man. Bushleaguer,
Bushleaguers is in
Steeler.
Nice.
Oh, Derek Richards in the chat. What's good, man? Anani. I don't think Anani could draft like where he's at. I think Joseph London got in. Mr. London got in some underdog. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, talking to our guy, Andrew Mackins over at Underdog Fantasy. We are only 4 new signups away from getting that hobby box, man. So close. And I might have to go knock on some of my neighbors' doors.
Start calling up the family.
Yeah, start calling up. I got my
Listen,
wife to
You have
do
the
it.
kids
I got
bring
my
the sign-up
dad.
sheet to school.
I actually got my wife's sisters to do it as well, and I signed them up in a draft and just auto drafted it. They just put them on auto draft. Like, well, you got a chance. You got the free $10, So
Have your kids go in there and see if they can sign up all the teachers.
next time, yeah, stop by.
Hey, look, my dad needs your personal information so we can sign you up.
The Great American Teach-In. I go up there. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do today is sign up for Underdog Fantasy with promo code Quest.
Yeah, the job fair.
The job fair, yeah.
Wow, Chase just fell to D8.
Wow. Let me pull this up.
You can just leave it like that. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
I like this format until it starts getting super deep. Well, I guess even this, it's like you could just
Yeah,
kind
you
of
can
scroll
scroll
with
down.
it. Scroll with it. This is actually a really good format right here, because then you got the picks scrolling across the top and on the board here. Look, it's the first time for everything, man. I did not know.
Jack
Jack Mehoff, your son. It is nice, man. I had a feeling I had one of you out there. It was back in the good old days when I was kicking around in Dorchester,
Is Jack holding a water gun or a dildo, or what's he holding?
I cannot tell, but it may be a good thing that his profile picture is so small, because
Looks like
it
he's
definitely
shooting
looks like there's like some scandalous clothing or
could be the rat that he just pulled out of his.
some provocative clothing there on Jack, and he's definitely holding something, doing something with both of his hands there close to his face.
Well, thank you for your message, Jack. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Promo code Quest.
Promo code Quest. Got to get that. Got to get the brand up. You know how we do, Jack. You get a special place in my heart as my long lost son if you use promo code Quest and sign up at underdogfantasy.com and put in $10, a minimum of $10. But hey, they're free instant 100% deposit bonus. You can put in up to $100. Free $100, man. That's how I did it. Got the hundo.
Available players.
So Steeler, we were talking about this a little earlier.
Pull up the available players.
About the projected. Like I think he was talking about.
Hit the X.
Oh, okay, X. Bush leaguers. Oh, we got to be prepared for bush leaguers now to snipe us. We got CMC. What do we do here? Second pick.
Kyle Pitts.
Oh yeah. Love it. Love it. I like that.
And then just let him pick twice and then make you a pick.
Josh Allen, Gabe Davis. He goes with the Buffalo Bill. Man.
Tyreek Hill or either Tyreek Hill or Pittman. I would go with one of the two of them.
I just can't go Michael Pittman over Tyreek Hill. That doesn't seem right on a lot of levels.
Yeah, you're just trying to get a different combination. It's whichever you like.
You're right. That would be purely to go against the grain there and get a different combination. They do get the Chargers in Week 16 and the Giants. Like I think Pittman's great for at least 1,000 yards, maybe up to 13, 14, maybe. I mean, that would be the high end for Pittman. He gets a big upgrade. So maybe I could be underselling Pittman. This could be the year Pittman goes nuclear with Matt Ryan. Like if he turns into be like Matt Ryan's Julio Jones.
I like either one of them this year. I'm not a huge fan of Tua, but Waddle put up some decent numbers last year with him. So.
Yeah, Steeler was talking about this projected number. That's what I brought it up earlier because I was on. I was chatting with Steeler in a one-on-one the other night, and he was going through his rosters, and I thought he had some really solid rosters, and his projected totals were really high. But at the same time, these are just projections, right? I mean, like you said, they intentionally.
Yeah, they're not really anything to worry about. They don't. So if you want to have the highest number, you just draft 3 quarterbacks, and your chances of having the highest number are better than anyone else. And if you tend to draft like more of a balanced team, so you've got 3 receivers, 2 running backs, your tight end, your quarterback, and everything kind of balanced out, you're picking guys that are going to have higher season averages. If you're going on a 0 RB type build, your running backs, they're projected for so low. Madison, how many points? Probably 80 points is projection. And that's such a low number, but your hope is that if you draft 6 running backs, you're going to get the best out of 2 of those running backs in that any given week. You're not looking for the most. You're not expecting those guys to have 150 points each. You're expecting to get 4 weeks out of each one of them or whatever it works out to. And, if you draft all starting running backs, starting receivers, and 3 quarterbacks, you're just going to have a higher projected number. But yeah, it doesn't really mean anything because the projections I think were done so long ago too. Rookies don't have very many points for their projection. I think it was done right after the draft, so how do they even know? And I'm pretty sure they don't even adjust the points. I don't really look that much into it.
It'll be interesting to see if Josh Allen pays off. I mean, do you think it's much of a hit to Josh Allen's production, them losing Brian Dable? Or not?
No,
really?
I still think he's going to put up that much. Just be like in the top 3 at least.
Top 3, but
he's got to be the quarterback 1 to justify taking him right there.
And by how far? Like if we looked at the points from last year, I don't think he was that like on a points per game basis. Last year he was like at 25, and
he's ridiculous.
You look at what.
I mean, the thing is, if you win it, it doesn't matter if you drafted him in the 1st round or the 7th. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
In reality, it doesn't really matter. And you might get, as long as you get past this, who knows what your matchup's going to be in the next round? How many people are going to have Josh Allen? Is that the week that he goes off? It's just an expensive price to pay for him. And if you do, I just try not to grab another quarterback until late. I know it gets tempting sometimes because someone like Mahomes or Lamar Jackson falls, but you're only going to start one of them, so don't try and get a second one.
So,
what's the point?
My thing is Josh Allen at the end of the second or beginning of the third, somewhere in the third or middle to end of the second, third. I mean, he had 24.6 fantasy points per game. Justin Herbert had 23.3 fantasy points per game. So it's not a big drop, but you're getting him for a lot cheaper. And then Jalen Hurts had right at 22 fantasy points per game, and you could probably get him in like the 6th round.
He's also got but I mean, it's nice because you get the stack with Gabe Davis, I guess.
Yeah.
It's probably a unique build with, I don't see a lot of people reaching for either one of the Gabe Davis or Josh Allen that early to pair him up with Jonathan Taylor. So it might be something that is kind of a benefit. Pull up the available players. Tyreek, McCaffrey, and Pitts. Fix that. There you go.
It's almost like at this point, do we go with Christian McCaffrey as our hero RB? And
Yeah. I would grab Juju right there.
Yeah, got Juju. Loving that. Right on top of our board at value. By a few picks. And then Chris Godwin. Okay, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm feeling fine with Cook. Well, I guess Cook's maybe.
Godwin just went. Scroll. Make sure you scroll all the way up. Is Godwin the top
okay.
All right. I would. Let me see.
Yeah, a ton of Brees Hall.
No, don't worry about that. Go with Kittle.
Ooh, that's an interesting. Like we're guaranteed some pretty nice tight end production now.
Yeah, it's not a ton of teams do it. Like you won't see a lot of teams that have the 2 tight ends like that in drafts. I've done it a few times this year and like how the build comes out. I mean, sometimes it kind of doesn't work out too well, but where we already have Tyreek and Juju, I'm pretty happy with those receivers. Obviously with CMC, pretty happy with that. And it gives us the options for some decent quarterbacks. We could always get Lance again, Kyle Pitts, we get Mariota, either that or Ritter really late. Tyreek Hill gives us Tua as an option. Baker's always an option too with McCaffrey. Excuse me.
Yeah, and it's just like positional scarcity, right?
Damon Pierce
running backs.
The last draft.
What happened?
Didn't Hitman take Damon Pierce in the 4th round? Or did he take him in the 5th, the last draft?
5th round.
5th round?
Yeah, it was a 5th. Yeah, he took him in. But I was shocked. I'm still shocked seeing Damian Pierce go in the 5th round. Just knowing that I was drafting him in the teens back in July, which I'm sure you were too.
It's a little different with this tournament, though, because this started on Monday. Monday. So everybody's taking him 4th, 5th, 6th round. So there isn't that value that teams had earlier in the draft season, like they had in BBM3, where they were taking him in the 12th, 13th round. Now everybody's getting him at the same value. So I guess if you want him, you have to take him at that spot.
That's a good point.
It'd be nice to have equal. Have about 8% is your average. So it's, it'd be nice to be somewhere around there. I just want to have an opportunity to get that many drafts in for this particular tournament here. But yeah, I just don't like him that high. Running backs in that zone either. So, I like A.J. Dillon. I would prefer A.J. Dillon over him.
DeAndre Swift most absolutely is a pretty big difference to Saquon Barkley, if you ask me, Derek. Victor.
Swift to Barkley.
Yeah, Victor's saying he has a Barkley. He has Saquon Barkley, and the DeAndre Swift manager is interested in Barkley and Rashad Penny. He doesn't care much for Penny if he can upgrade to Swift, and it's in a full PPR league.
I don't think there's a ton of difference between Swift and Barkley. I think they're kind of right around the same this year, as a not in a
ADP wise, right?
Yeah, let's see where they're.
I mean, their ADP is
Right
very similar.
Same.
Swift is actually fallen below Barkley, but I think that's workload, man, right? I mean, Barkley projects to. I mean, he's literally got no depth chart competition. Like nobody.
I mean,
Matt Breida, like.
I would prefer Barkley over Swift, so I don't really see that being much of a upgrade. Maybe I read that wrong.
And Barkley's, generational talent. They both have struggled with injuries, so there's not a real advantage either way there. Like Swift is a little bit smaller frame. I mean, if we're not projecting for injuries here, which we can't do, we're just projecting on workload. I'm going Barkley here in PPR. I mean, go Barkley regardless.
Yeah, Swift wasn't the healthiest last year, unfortunately.
No.
Hit the X to the available players.
He's great, but I mean, he poses the same injury risk as Saquon Barkley. And you're getting less depth chart competition, less target competition. You're just getting like Saquon Barkley is going to be the featured man, just like the man in New York this year. All right, so we're sitting on Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, Juju Smith-Schuster, Kyle Pitts, George Kittle. So far, just loving this roster so far, Derek. Do you feel that Chase Edmonds is a good value? I mean, I feel that Chase Edmonds is an incredible value.
I would sit on that. I mean, unless
we do have Tyreek Hill.
You can grab Chase Edmonds if you want to. I was thinking either Elijah Moore or Christian Kirk.
I love Elijah Moore. You can see I got him.
Yeah, grab Elijah Moore. He's not going to take a quarterback. The next guy's already got one. So if you want Lance on the way back, you can grab Lance, or can just skip out on Lance and take someone else. I wouldn't take London. I would go either Kirk or Devonta Smith or Trey Lance if you want to do the quarterback.
I got to go Trey Lance, man. You know, it's just
Trey Lance. Like Trey Lance.
Yeah, dude. It's just the Trey Lance show this week. I don't know why his ADP is falling back down because of the Jimmy Garoppolo news. Like, don't people understand they just did it for depth? Like, I mean,
Trey Lance.
It's Trey Lance. It's the Trey Lance show in San Francisco. We got George Kittle. Trey Lance has got rushing upside. He's got a freaking howitzer for an arm. If he can stretch that and like provide a vertical dynamic for the 49ers that they did not, like if you look at the ADOT on Jimmy Garoppolo, it's bad, Derek, which I don't have to tell you this, but everybody out there, the ADOT for Jimmy Garoppolo, he very rarely threw the ball more than 10 yards down the field. Trey Lance throws a lot of balls further than 10 yards down the field.
Jimmy G has always been as soft as baby poo.
That's why
I watched him play with the Patriots a lot, and it was like he had his opportunity to get out there and play, and he got hurt. And it's like, got hurt. And it's, I don't know. It's tough seeing someone like Brady go out there and play every week. I know there's a huge difference between the two, but, he had the one season that he missed where he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
But, after that, it's every game go out there and play. I mean, even before that, I've been a Patriots fan growing up. So it's like Drew Bledsoe went out. I remember he had like a damn wire inside his finger. I remember like he had like a piece of something hanging out of his finger at the tip of it, like a paperclip looking thing. And he played like that. That was nasty looking.
Yeah, I do take Lance out over those guys, Bush Leaguers, because of rushing upside, man. Talking about designed runs, rushing upside, dude. And the 49ers have a great offense, great offensive line. I mean, I like Burrow too, but we already got Kittle. So it's a natural stack evolution, big tournament format. We want the stack, right, Derek? You can capitalize on that game theory, that game stack for week 16, week 17 when we're playing against that big player pool.
Yeah, it's then you can grab a second quarterback later on. He said like Cousins or Rodgers, and we can grab them later on.
Not only that, I mean, I love Cousins this year, but Rodgers, I mean, he just plays so slow.
It's with Kittle. Scroll up on the team too, and it gives us the we got the options at Tua later on, and Baker as well, and it depends on who else we grab at wide receiver. Plus, just have to do it for the joke of Trey Lance.
Yeah, he's becoming a brand pick. Like I might have to buy me a Trey Lance card. The guy needs a haircut, though. There's no doubt about that.
Looks like OJ from The Naked Gun.
Trey Lance's hair is ridiculous. I'm gonna Google Trey Lance haircut and see what comes up. So some of his there was one of the recent press conferences that he did. His hair was just really ridiculous. I can't find a good one, find a good example of it. But it's almost like he's trying to do a Patrick Mahomes thing, but not do a Patrick Mahomes thing with this like little bald spot in the front. It's not a bald spot. It's like a shaved spot. It is quite a strange haircut. Former 49ers Pro Bowler calls out Jimmy Garoppolo for poor leadership. Oh, this is old. Trey Lance been on his heels since they traded all kinds of future first-round picks to get him. Moved up, man. Kyle Shanahan foiled John Lynch's plans. I'm pretty sure that John Lynch wanted to get Mac Jones. I mean, that was the prediction for the 49ers all off season. And then at the last minute, they move up and get Trey Lance. And I think that was a Kyle Shanahan move.
Go back to the team.
Go back to our team?
Yeah.
It's looking really solid, man. I think we just need to obviously some more running backs, wide receivers in this range, though. Are we past the running back dead zone here? Not quite.
Go back to the other screen. No. Click the everything.
Oh, all the guys. Boom, boom. Scroll. Everybody. All the way up. We're up.
Yeah, you're fine.
Zero on Rashad Penny. And Bush Leaguers
put MVS.
Put us out of that misery. Oh, look at that. Limited exposure to MVS. We got some spike weeks coming there from the Kansas City field stretcher. Got your boy Damian Harris out there.
It depends on if he takes the other guy.
Cordell Pat. Oh, there goes Nini to Damian Harris. me see what the latest on Treylon Burks is.
Take Tyler Lockett.
Wow, look at that reach. That guy just picked Nico Collins at 97.
Right.
Holy crap, man. Nico Collins ADP that's the highest I've ever seen Nico Collins drafted. His ADP is 140. That's insane.
He's a fan.
He's a fan. He's a truther.
So go back to our team real quick.
Okay. Well, 1152. Lance, McCaffrey, Tyreek, Juju, Elijah Moore, MVS, Tyler Lockett, Kyle Pitts, George Kittle. Are you kidding me?
So scroll up to the top again. The
Scroll
top of our team.
Yeah.
Okay.
George Pickens. Did Treylon Burks go? No, not yet. He's sliding.
He'll end up getting picked.
Treylon Burks. ESPN's Dan Graziano reports the Titans have a major role planned for the wide receiver Treylon Burks. Look at him trying to pump up his ADP here at the last second. This was September 2nd. This was just last 5 days ago. Robert Woods is slated to open the season as his team's number one, but the Titans haven't given up on Burks, who is expected to feature prominently in the pass game. The Titans gave Burks extra reps this preseason, playing him in deep into games as a way to get him up to speed after a nondescript training camp. I guess it was because he missed a lot of time due to his allergies and stuff.
Due to his allergies?
Yeah, remember he couldn't breathe. It was like allergies or something in the summer in Tennessee.
Hey, whatever they got to do to get his value to drop, because he's been dropping. I like Burks.
Yeah, man. Yeah, freaking stud, dude.
London, Burks, Jamison Williams, and Pickens.
David Bell.
David Bell, but he just didn't get the draft cap. Getting drafted in the third round kind of killed him a little bit.
What about Danny Gray?
No, it's too late.
So what and that's just based on your research around hit rates of draft capital translating into NFL success?
Yeah, you don't see a lot of fourth round wide receivers that routinely, turn in top 24, top 12 seasons. Usually the top end receivers come from early in the draft. And part of it is just kind of opportunity. When, the later you get picked, like Danny Gray is the fifth receiver on his team right now. And not saying if you put him in the number one slot that he would just be complete garbage, but how he's it's going to take a lot for him just to get up to that spot, just to get that opportunity. And so, okay, he works his way up to the number 3 spot this year, and then they go and draft a guy in the second round. So it's just pushing him back again. And he's just always trying to fight his way up. He has to be amazing to get an opportunity like that. Like St. Brown had a really ridiculous season to get an opportunity like that. Those guys don't kind of stick around. He's just kind of trying to flush the guys out to get the cheaper guys in. So they need to perform really quickly. They don't get the opportunities that the guys in the first and second round are given. Elijah Moore, and they draft Garrett Wilson. Well, if they go and draft a receiver in the first round next year, what happens? Elijah Moore gets moved back, and anybody else on that team doesn't have a shot at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of the late round guys like Diami Brown. What happened to him? They go and draft Dotson. So he's got to work his way to get up there. It just makes it tough. Pull up the list of players available.
We've got our 2 tight ends. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
we need.
I would go with either Melvin Gordon or Kenneth Walker.
Going with a running back here to complement Christian McCaffrey.
I would grab Melvin Gordon.
Okay. All right, Melvin Gordon it is. I dig it. You can see I definitely got quite a bit of exposure there at his price point.
And
Melvin Gordon. So, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, because it's all about how coaches value players. And when they spend a certain amount on a player, it's basically guaranteed opportunity.
yeah, it's just opportunity, and it's also, I mean, you just look at it as if they were that good, they would have been taken earlier. Yes, they miss. It does happen. There's so many opportunities. There's so many examples that you can say, hey, this guy or this guy or this guy. But you're just picking. You're picking the one-offs on it.
The outliers.
Kenneth Walker. Yeah.
So Melvin Gordon, his foot returned to full practice Monday. So that's good. The latest news on him is he will be good to go.
So where you went McCaffrey with the first pick there, you're only really every other running back you draft is basically just fighting for your second spot.
Yeah.
If McCaffrey goes down, the team's done anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. The only other way it could get in is there would have to be so many other injuries in the league for it to happen, or Kenneth Walker would have to be like a top 3 running back. But it's just looking, and it's also historically, I just look at it also based off of what's happened historically. Like, what is it? Running backs in day 3, like their chances at a top 24 season are pretty low. Their first year, it usually takes them another, like Benjamin did. Everyone's looking at Benjamin now as, okay, he's a nice solid backup, but that's what Damon Pierce would have been. He's a day 3 running back. But now he's just got the opportunity, a little bit different. There's no one else there, Rex Burkhead, but I don't think he's going to get more touches than Rex Burkhead.
Yeah, it's really similar. Like when we look at quarterbacks, I mean, look at the chance Mitchell Trubisky's getting this year. Look at the chance Marcus Mariota's getting this year, compared to the
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith, man,
Wasn't
draft capital.
Geno Smith.
I believe so. Yeah, I can tell you real quick here.
It was him and EJ Manuel. I think they were both the first round, or him was the first and the other was the second.
Yeah, Geno Smith was 207 in 2013.
207? What do you mean 207?
He was number 7 pick in the second round.
Oh, okay. All right. So second round. But yeah, I mean, it's usually those are the guys that get the opportunity. Jared Goff's got more opportunity than anybody else would. That's why Sam Darnold got traded to the Panthers for anything, Baker Mayfield.
This is why Josh Rosen keeps getting picked up by more teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of how it works.
Whereas Gardner Minshew is a freaking outplaying all of them. Yeah. But his draft capital of 6th round is kept him as a backup. Like, I mean, he's been a backup.
I mean, there's so many other things that go into it. It's not just draft capital, but it's just kind of a quick, easy way to look at it.
It's an
just
initial
the guys that hit out of the first round versus the second round. It's always more running backs that are in the first. I mean, with the exception of CEH, who kind of sucked, but. It's still, I mean, historically, he still has a better opportunity than most other guys in his position to have a top 24 season. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but, just greater odds than most.
Greater odds than most. And I look at, like, the NFL teams put a lot of value on draft capital because they all consider themselves, the smartest in the industry. I'm
You don't want
sure.
to be wrong.
These scouts, their personnel,
Pull up the players
managers.
available.
So if like another team is valuing a player in the first round, and they're like, oh, then this guy must be good. There's a certain like longer leash given there. And we see a lot of that, like Kerry, like people are big on draft capital in card market too. I mean,
It makes a difference. I mean, Kenny Pickett is going to get more opportunities through the lifetime of his contract than the other guys will. And when the contract is up, I think it's the same thing. Although he wasn't that high of a pick in the first round, last year's draft might be a little bit of a better example. Davis Mills outperformed his draft capital, which is Russell Wilson came out. I mean, it always happens. There's guys that come out of there, but it's typically the guys that are just picked earlier in the first round, and they're usually, it's not all of them. I mean, you always have your misses, your Mitch Trubisky's and your
Josh
Jared
Rosen.
Goff. I don't think is he's got 2 quarterbacks, so you don't have to do that there. I would take Pacheco. Just get another running back, and then we can just figure out something else from there.
Let's go, Pacheco. Let's go.
He shouldn't take Tua, so just grab him on the way back. He's already got 2 quarterbacks, so.
Yeah, that'll pair nicely with our Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. And then we can grab a Patriots receiver late.
Get Jacoby Myers. I love me some Jacoby Myers.
Or just hold off on Tua for 1 second. Take a look at who do we have for Denver on the team?
Melvin Gordon.
We can always get Zach Wilson later and take KJ Hamler there.
Ooh.
What's I'd go with Tua. We'll grab somebody from the Patriots later on instead of Hamler.
I don't have very much Tua exposure.
I've got a lot of Hamler, so
got him 14 picks past his ADP.
Yeah, it's a nice value on that. So what do we got? Five receivers. It's really 5.5 receivers because it's not ideal to use a tight end in the flex spot, but if we do need to, we have that option. We should be looking at trying to get somebody late for Green Bay, a receiver. Scroll up. Just go look at our team there.
Okay.
So we're going to try and get somebody on the Skins, on the Raiders, the Skins, the Commanders. That's such an awful name. Even the football team wasn't that bad, but they'll always be the Redskins until I forget that they're the Redskins.
Oh, man. It's so bad.
Patriots. Tyquan Thornton might not be a bad pick in the last round in this because I don't think a lot of people will take him in this tournament. He was going in the other tournaments at the end, but now he's out for 8 weeks. But if he comes back, that's not a bad matchup to put in with Tua and Tyreek Hill. Because he made the team, obviously. He'll come back late. A similar idea as Jameson Williams coming back late with Detroit. If KJ Hamler slips, we have to take him, but I don't think he will.
Yeah, that would be a big slip. That would be pretty sweet.
And we still have, of course, he just took him there. Jared Goff went. Wow, he already went there. Jesus. Your boy Jacoby's gone. I know how much you love Jacoby.
I do, man. I think he's going to be the number one receiver for the Patriots. And he's a late round pick. He's an outlier, man. The guy just commands a nice little target share. Put him in the slot. Undrafted.
What's up with the Pats roster? It's receivers Kendrick Bourne, Thornton, Devontae Parker, and Slater. That's it. It doesn't even say Jacoby.
What?
Yeah.
That's because he's so far above them on the depth chart.
He's so good. He's like, yeah, I don't even need to be on this thing. Jacoby, Devontae Parker. They must just have missed it. Jacoby, Devontae Parker. Oh, Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, Matt Slater. Did Aguilar make the team?
I think Aguilar did. I mean, aren't they? They're on the hook for some money with Aguilar. The Patriots re-signed Jacoby Myers to a 1-year, $4 million contract.
All right. I don't see anything about him getting cut. So.
Nah, man. No,
it's just good to like him, Cedric Wilson, guys like that. Miami.
Aguilar and Bourne. Yeah, Parker joined the team. But Myers is the best bet to be a consistent feature of the passing game.
Go pet the dog again.
Stats last year for Myers, 126 targets, 1,200 air yards, Derek.
What were his unimagined, unintentioned, flattered air yards that weren't through spirals, that were through ducks in less than 15-mile-an-hour winds?
561 unrealized air yards.
Unrealized air yards, that's it. I love that.
It's the total air yards minus the actual receiving yards. So
high as shit.
That means he could have had an extra 561 receiving yards, and he already put up 867.
Scroll to your team. See what you got. So,
Trey Lance, Tua.
Hold on.
CMC, Melvin Gordon, Kenneth Walker, Isaiah.
You can read it off. I'm just looking at the board there. Take Jamison Williams. Jamison!
Let's go.
Slam that. Click on just the receivers.
And we have 6 receivers, but there's some good ones still out there. Ooh, I love me some Zay Jones this year, man.
Grab Zay Jones then. Take your guy.
Sweet.
Because that works. Because the week 16 matchup with the Jets.
Yeah. Zay Jones.
And they play Houston, so you have a chance to get Nico's probably long gone. Who else on Houston?
Yeah, remember that dude reached like 50
yeah.
picks ahead of Nico's ADP.
Is he the one who took Damon Pierce as well?
Probably.
No, just you never know.
That wasn't Bush Leaguers, was it? No, I don't think it
Nico was the first pick. I think Damon Williams was the 4th pick of the 3rd.
Yeah. $9.1. Where's Damon? Yeah, Damon Pierce in the 6th round. 5th round. That's right. P Money got the little G thing in his dog head too.
Okay. So pull up your team real quick. Scroll down a little more. What is this, 15? So it's 16, 17, and 18? All right, so, okay.
Yeah. 16, 17, 18.
And who's you got Tua. Okay, so that's a week 14. 'Cause 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 'cause
grind it, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us a late night here. Bushleaguers, Steeler. We're grinding out some best ball fantasy football drafts on Underdog Fantasy.com. Promo code Quest, guys.
Scroll up and look. What are your running backs?
Christian McCaffrey, Melvin Gordon, Kenneth Walker,
Isaiah Pacheco. All right, so and then let me see the receivers again real quick.
Receivers: Tyreek Hill, Juju Smith-Schuster, Elijah Moore, MVS, Lockett, and Jameson.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 5. Scroll up.
And Zay Jones. Can't forget about Zay Jones.
Zay Jones. Scroll up real quick. Up to the top. No. Yeah, there you go. So Washington, which is covered now. Las Vegas, which we'll get. Scroll down to Tua. Who's available for the Pats wide receivers?
Wide receivers.
You're fine. You were just fine, like looking at it like that. So
Kendrick Bourne.
Start Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar. Just put a star on him, right?
Tyquan Thornton.
And then go to the all the receivers. Corey Davis, start him up.
Stiff mannequin.
10, 10, 10, 10. So, because they're going to do shit against them, that's going to be fine. And that's going to be... go to the Raiders.
Raiders wide receivers?
Or just type in the Raiders. It'll show you all the available. Scroll down. Just a bag of dog shit. All right, never
Amir
mind.
Abdullah could be interesting. Against San Francisco as a satellite back.
So I was thinking either Rex Burkhead or Daria Uguamwalale with the 17th. And I got somebody for Washington on the other one. It's a Dare. Yeah. Because that'll work against Jacksonville with just a little something on the back end of the Zay Jones. But Corey Davis, the Jets, you have Elijah. You don't have Garrett Wilson, do you?
No.
Okay, so scroll down just a little. Because Corey Davis might be nice with... No, you don't have any Lions, though. Who's available on the Lions? Oh, no, you got Jameson Williams. Never mind. Yeah, you got Jameson Williams.
No, that's right. Yeah, I do have Jameson Williams.
Vegas, you're good on that. Scroll, let me see. So, yeah, it really comes down to any of those receivers. Kendrick Bourne, Corey Davis, really. So, Corey Davis or one of the Patriots receivers. Whichever one you like. But let me just see what other guys get 5-5. So, yeah, he'll probably go receiver. So, take one of those. Either Corey Davis or you've already got Elijah Moore. Kendrick Bourne works out. So, I'd probably go with Kendrick. Which one of the Patriots receivers you want?
I like Kendrick Bourne. Man, he came through for me big time last year in a couple games, those spike games. I mean, look at that. 800 yards and 5 touchdowns is no joke for someone going this late, you know? Even had 12 rushing attempts for 125 yards. Like, whoa.
Click on just the running backs real quick. Mike Davis will get some early touches. Might not be a bad take right there. Because you got McCaffrey. Kenneth Walker's injured. He's going to be out for a while. Who else are the running backs? Melvin Gordon. He's healthy right now, but Pacheco might be a miss. So, yeah, Mike Davis might not be a bad play.
I guess we should get him now. Huh? I mean,
I'd take Mike Davis. I'm not really worried about the ADP at this point for these guys.
Yeah, it's
Because
so
he'll have
late.
some early
like-
touches, and then at least hopefully Pacheco can get going by then, or Kenneth Walker can get healthy. Scroll back to your team real quick. So you get 5 running backs, McCaffrey and who?
McCaffrey, Melvin Gordon, Kenneth Walker, Pacheco, and Mike Davis now.
So it's either stick with those guys and grabbing one other, or just grab another running back. I don't know. I mean, it's really McCaffrey and 4 guys fighting for one spot, so I don't see why we need to get another running back. I mean, we it might help, but
I hear what you're saying.
I was thinking about, as crazy as it sounds, going with Sam Howell as another quarterback for Week 17, because I think he'll just be playing, hopefully, then at least 16, 17 if Wentz doesn't work out. It's one of those, like, kind of get unique with a last round player. You could probably go Zach Wilson too if they fall. If he falls, because your quarterbacks aren't the strongest in the world, and if Trey Lance isn't great, you're relying on Tua. So I mean, if Wilson falls, I'd grab Wilson. But how long do we think Carson Wentz is going to be starting there for?
Ah, man.
And if Howell gets in there, he can just run the ball just like Lance can.
Yeah.
I mean, not quite as good, but he is just a beast running the ball. And it matches up with Week 16. And I don't think very many people are drafting Sam Howell.
He could pay off big. What is Bush Leaguer's trying to get us to do over here? He's trying to get us to get some Kenyon Drake. He's wanting us to get another RB. Get you some Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith. We got to get the 2 tight ends with Kittle and
yeah, man. We got Kittle and Pitts. So
another tight end.
Yeah, Jonnu Smith would never even get a chance to pop up on our points board.
He's got 8 receivers, so it's a matter of a 3rd quarterback or a 6th running back.
And with Christian McCaffrey, you're right. I mean, McCaffrey
is the one RB1, so it's Gordon, Walker, Pacheco, and Mike Davis fighting for your RB2 spot.
That's sick. I mean, we're good.
Look at the running backs that are available. I mean, if anything happens to Dameon Pierce, Rex Burkhead, or Dario Unglamble, Royce Freeman is their other running back. So who's, but then again, how much are those guys going to get touches if they get hurt? I mean, at that point, they'll probably just be throwing the ball like crazy. Did Zach Wilson go?
No.
So it might not be a bad idea to think about Wilson either. Excuse me.
Yeah, because we have Elijah Moore.
I just like Howell because it's something different that not many people are going to have, and it lines up with your Week 16 matchup with San Fran. And, at that point, your rookie quarterback, you want to see what you have, I would think, because I don't see Washington being in the playoff picture. So, what are they really playing for? Let's see what we have in Howell. If not, we need to get another quarterback in the 1st round because they went, 3rd round? So his opportunity is not going to be there. So it's kind of like, let's just put this kid in and see what he can do. Same reason that you take Ritter in that spot there is if the Falcons are out of it, what's their goal? And then there's always health involved too, but you can't really predict that. Hey, Zach Wilson, because it's just another starting quarterback. I mean, I know Flacco, I think, is going to start Week 1, I believe, depending on his health. I don't know what's up with Milf. But, and Zach Wilson works out too because you got Elijah Moore, Tyler Lockett for that Week 17 game. So that could be another one that you could take. And he's at least going to get more touches. He's more of a, there's much more of a floor on him. Howell is just kind of we're hoping that he plays Week 17 and runs the ball for 3 touchdowns when nobody else out of the 115 has him. I don't know how common of a 3 quarterback build Wilson, Tua, and Lance is, but is it really how do you feel about going with Lance and Tua throughout the whole season? It's.
I think it's the right. I think it's a solid move, man. Honestly,
you could probably just take Wilson and hit the higher floor, and just or with Howell. Let somebody else decide. Whoever you want, take whoever you want. Take another running back. Who's on the board for running backs? Go to your team.
Okay, yeah. So our 5 RBs. I mean,
Mark Ingram, Sony Michel. I would just take Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
What the hell? Go with Zach Wilson. Get yourself a third quarterback that's going to be in a thing, bang, Jacksonville and Seattle. So you end up with the 3, 5, 8. No, it's not your team. 3, 4,
trick or
3,
pick
5,
Bush
8,
Leaguers. 2. Bush Leaguers is lit over here, man. He's all about the
Jefferson. Hey, why not?
Yeah.
I like that Pearson Ryan. That's very nice.
Got one more. All right, man. I'm tapping out, Brian. Brian, dude. I can't even think straight. I was thinking Brian Steeler. Okay. So I'm tapping out, but you guys are in the Discord. So, if Brian Steeler out there, you should call Derek on the Discord and do a draft with him. Get him to help
you can pop a message up on the thing.
Yeah. Steelers in the Discord. So y'all hook up in the Discord. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna fall asleep here at my desk. I thought I could make it later. I can't, man.
Did we draft Trey Lance in every single?
I think we did.
One? Trey Lance.
I think we did.
Trey Lance. That's funny.
I really think we
did all 3 of them.
Wonder how do I get? Okay, so there's got to be right here. Best Ball Mania Puppy 4. Here we go.
Okay, this is the 3 of them.
Let's see. Puppy 4, Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Trey Lance.
Lance. Trey Lance. Oh, that's awesome.
Success, Derek.
I love it.
Oh man, that was one for the ages right there. Solid, man. We got 3 in. I'm gonna get some sleep so I can multitask while working tomorrow and do some more.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm gonna draft on some DraftKings and see if I can squeeze out some more on some underdog.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Enjoy.
You guys kick ass.
Thank you, buddy. Take care.
Peace. You too, brother. See you guys.